All right, all right, all right. It looks like we are live. Welcome back to yet another BriHive live stream. We are on a Thursday live stream, and like I said in the community tab, if you missed it on Tuesday, we have a couple of new updates going on with the channel, but we're going to get into that a little bit later because I have to tell y'all about this juicy case that Kimmy pointed out for me and got the document so that we can get into the juiciness of this guy, Clayton Echard. I hope I'm saying that right. Clayton Echard, that's what we're going to call him, was apparently like a Bachelor contestant, and he got a little crazy, allegedly crazy, pretending to be pregnant by him. And I don't know this lady from a can of paint. So if y'all know in the chat, was she also on The Bachelor, or was she just someone that found Clayton and was like, you know what? This is the guy that I want. Well, anyways, how it goes, Laura is the one. Did I put Lauren? I put her name was Lauren. I've been calling this girl Lauren the whole time. I guess her name is Laura because I'm looking at the complaint right now. Laura sued Clayton, claiming that he was her baby father. But the crazy part about the case is that there was like no baby. Like the baby never came into existence because she sued him for paternity while she was still allegedly pregnant. We still don't have like any DNA results coming in from the pregnancy, but yeah, she sued him, trying to establish a custody plan, trying to establish child support, trying to establish all this stuff all before she was like, what? I guess she would have been like, 3 months pregnant at the time is when she filed the lawsuit. That is just completely insane, even if she was pregnant by him. But Clayton is saying he never got the girl pregnant because he only did, mouth stuff with her. He never did the, parts part of it. Or I guess it was a part in her mouth. He's saying they only did that. But she went to the bathroom and he's not quite sure what she did with his male DNA that was in her mouth. So there's a couple of options she could have did with it. Sounds like she might have, this is a horrible way to start a stream, but it sounds like she might have spit it out and inserted it and turkey basted herself. I don't know what she did, but he's alleging he never put his P in her V. And now we have this lawsuit because he's like, I'm not the baby father. She's never presented any evidence that I am the baby father. And now I want you, court, to say that she lied. Crazy part is, we'll get into it. Crazy part is Laura actually she didn't dismiss it. She tried to dismiss this case. And he's like, no. We're going to have the court adjudicate this because you then spread this rumor to the media, to my fans, to everyone, saying that I impregnated you and you were never pregnant. And we're going to get into why it's so crazy. When I read Clayton's, why am I saying his name so hard? Clayton. Oh, I don't know why I'm saying that. But when I read Clayton's pretrial motion or trial brief, I was just like, this is insane. If he is telling the truth, it's absolutely insane. But anyways, y'all, that was a long intro. We're going to get into the case. I got some stuff in the back from Kimmy and says he was the lead. Clayton was the lead on The Bachelor. They did not meet on The Bachelor. So she's just some lady apparently that found him and was like, this is going to be my guy. And he's like, I could be your guy for a night. And she was like, okay, bet. I'm going to take advantage of this moment. Anyways, thank you, Kimmy, for that. And we are going to jump into the chat in just a moment. So if you are here watching live, go ahead and drop in the comments. Let us know that you're watching live. Let's go ahead and set our like goal for the live stream. We are at 15 likes with 14 people watching live. So if you have not hit the like button, please do. It does help us out in the algorithm, does help us get more friends. And actually, I think this case kind of sparked some interest because we got a couple of new subscribers after I posted the case that we were covering today. So welcome any new subscribers that are watching live, and also on any new subscribers that are watching on the replay. So again, what's our like goal? Our like goal is going to be, let's make it 50 likes for the live stream because there's going to be a couple of different topics that we're talking about. This is going to be a shorter live stream as well. So we may not be on for as long because I have some other things to do. I've been in trial prep and trial and things all week. So there's that. Either way it goes, we're going to set the like goal at 50 likes. And we just need Bossy B to bring us into the actual chat. All right, we are here. Let's see who is here live. We got Z Seltzer, member of the channel, saying hi, dropping a BriHive emoji. Hello and welcome back into the live stream. Nice to have you back tonight. We got Small saying, what up, BriHive? Hope everyone is well. Our moderator of the channel, welcome in, Smalls. Nice to have you in tonight. We got Brooke Ward saying, I'm glad you are covering this. The evidence is crazy. The case is crazy. I had not heard about this case until Kimmy told me about it like last week, and then I forgot about it, and then she sent me the documents today, and I'm reading it before the stream, and I'm like, this is insane, okay? And so the good thing about us starting this, because I think this case started like last August, we're almost a year into it. The good thing about starting at this period is we get the pre-trial statement, so they kind of summarize the entire case for us. So it's going to be the perfect little meeting point to see if this is going to go to trial. And I just feel like, why are we going to trial on this? Like, are we not going to summary judgment this, because does she state a claim? But the thing is, he doesn't even care about the state and the claim part of it anymore. He just wants the court to find that he never impregnated this woman. But I'm kind of on Laura's side. I don't know if that's a remedy in this court. This case is in Arizona. I don't practice in Arizona, and I don't even know the rule of this if it was in California. Like, I don't know if they could even decide that without the proper testing. So either way it goes, let's go ahead and get back into the chat. Blah, blah, blah says, I love that name, says, no, she found him through LinkedIn. Not made it up on LinkedIn with the Bachelor. Okay. Brooke Ward says, she was not on the show. She claims she didn't ever watch, but doesn't seem to be truthful. She does not seem to be truthful. And for those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, you're going to see just what I'm talking about in just a minute. We got the T-Side podcast. Hello and welcome into the live stream, saying, hey, BriHive. Hello, welcome back into the live stream. We got Just Jen saying, it's beyond crazy with everything that she's done over the past 2 years. That's the crazy part. Like, if this was like a one-off, I'm giving it away a little bit. If this was like a one-off, maybe, just maybe, I would have some sympathy for her. But three other people, allegedly, right? And we're going to talk about those three other people and if this is going to come into evidence as well. Blah, blah, blah says, Clayton is at least the third guy she claimed twins with. And it's like, why twins? Like, does she think they're going to stick around a little bit longer if she claims that they're twins? I don't know. We got Tanya D, also known as Destined to Be, saying happy Friday Eve, Bri and BriHive. Hello, member and moderator of the channel. Welcome back into the live stream. It is Friday Eve. I still have court in the morning, so, it's not the best. Brooke Ward says she never claimed she turkey basted. So many other stories, but couldn't even claim that. But I'm just like, how else? How else do we get here? Like, we all took sex ed, didn't we? Like, never mind. I don't even want to say some of the things she could have did on the stream because I don't know if it's appropriate for the first 10 minutes of the stream, okay? Just Me MD says, hi, BriHive, buzzing in, sending love from East Texas, where the weather is bipolar and the pollen is popping. You already know. Just Me MD, another member of the channel. Welcome into the live stream. Nice to have you back tonight. We got Just Jen saying he is telling the truth. Okay, so we got some people on the Bachelor side. Okay, we are on Clayton's side at this point. After reading this motion, I kind of am too, but I just don't. I think her claims that he can't satisfy his claims in this particular motion, in this particular case. I don't know, but I don't practice kind of law, so I could be wrong, and I hope it goes to trial because I cannot wait for this information to come out on the stand. Okay, Brooke Ward says he has a great lawyer and community that has uncovered so much fraud, and that is why he's probably pushing it forward. Kimmy Locker says, hello to everyone. This case is a wild one. Hello and welcome in. And are you on a different channel? Because you are not a member nor a moderator on this channel, and I don't know why that would be. So welcome back in, Kimmy Locker, backstage and in the chat. Nice to have you back. Thank you for finding the case for us. It is a wild one. We got Hey Bell say she found him, created a business the month before, and then contacted him right after he announced he got his real estate license. Girl, get to the bag. She's trying to get to the bag for sure, right? AZ Techie says, or I guess Arizona. This is in your state. If you are Arizona, I'm saying thank you for covering this case. And trust me, no matter where you start, it gets worse. And like reading through this, I'm like, I have to go back. Like I have to go back through all the nonsense because it is that just pure nonsense. Okay. Just Me MD says, I've been watching this one off and on, and I believe correctly she did this to another guy. Three other ones. Yeah. Tanya D says, don't know anything about this case. Should be interesting. Oh, it's a wild one, Tanya D. I promise you are going to have a great time. Charlene Grand Central Crafton, love that name, saying, hi, Bree, been on vacay, missed you. Hi, chat. This is an off the wall case. Exactly. Welcome back to the live stream. I hope you had a wonderful vacation. I'm going to need one after reading this case. So let's buckle up. Let's get into it. Hey, Bill says to Tanya D, you are in for a wild ride. Yes, you are. You really are. Let me not get too behind in the chat today. Brooke Ward says hearing on June 10th. Yeah, it says is. I don't know why I couldn't read that sentence correctly, but there is a hearing on June 10th. What's continued to decide the issues on June 10th to decide this and if it's going to go to trial. Because this is for the pretrial motions, right? Small says to Tiny D, how are you? Y'all chatting. Brooke Ward says, and so many twins, harder to do paternity testing on twins and fake cancer. Like, it's just so wild. It's so wild. It's so wild. Hey Belle says, Clayton is telling the truth. She is lying. She has no medical evidence. Oh, we're going to get into that too. Hey Belle says she forged medical records. We're going to get into that. Charlene Grand Central says she has mental illness and has done it before. Has it been established that she has a mental illness? Because I just don't understand any other explanation. Like when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this is the type of stuff that we see on these documentaries, or it sounds like a Lifetime movie. Like that's exactly what it sounds like. And there has to be, this does not come from a normal person, in my opinion. Stir Crazy says, thank you for covering this story. No problem. Welcome in. Tiny D is chatting with Small. Stir Crazy says, follow the wiki and Padlet timeline for accurate information. The creators did an amazing job. I will go back and check it out. Brooke Ward says, trial is June 10th. The pre-trials were filed ahead of the final hearing on June 10th. Yeah, I thought it was just a hearing on June 10th, but is that what they're referring to as the trial? Stir Crazy says she knows exactly what she is doing. Sue says 46 more likes. Thank you for that. We got Hey Belle saying, yes, she's also claimed she had a psychiatric dog. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you got to vet these people before you let them, put your P in their M, because that's ridiculous. Stir Crazy says she's evil and manipulative. Is she not? I don't know. We're going to get into it. We're going to check it out. Before we jump into the case, I do want to give a little channel update. As you guys noticed, on Tuesday, I did not live stream, not only because I was busy with work, but because we are no longer going to be doing Tuesday live streams. We are making a little bit of some changes to the channel where we will only be live streaming on Thursday. For now, we may bring back Tuesday live streams, but for now, we're only going to be streaming on Thursdays. And on Tuesdays, I will be working on preparing for Thursday streams and also trying to get some pre-recorded videos out for y'all. I just can't do the live stream and the pre-records. Remember, I tried to start that at the beginning of the year and I fell off after like 3 weeks maybe. So we're going to do live streams on Thursdays. Tuesday is going to be my prep time for the week. And then I'm going to be trying to release shorter videos, if not chopped up versions of the live stream, so that you can get just the case information throughout the week, and so that we can get a little bit more touches on the algorithm. So there are going to be a few different changes. Hopefully you guys still pop in for the shorter videos. Some of them will be the same as what we cover on live stream. Other ones will be just pre-recorded ones of stories that you haven't heard of or that we don't have enough time to cover on the channel. So those are going to be the changes coming. Hopefully I'll also be able to get some shorts out on the channel as well. But other than that, we're still going to be live streaming, just not as often as we used to. So hopefully we'll be able to bring it back, like I said, but for now, we got to focus on those things. So, okay, let's see. Oh, okay. And then thank you, Kimmy, for reminding me of that. This case does talk about miscarriages. So if you are sensitive to that type of topic, losing, or I guess we can call it like child loss, it does mention that in the lawsuit. So if you are sensitive to that and you cannot watch it, no offense to you at all if you have to drop off. But I do want to let you guys know that that does happen, or that is spoken about in this lawsuit. So let's go ahead and jump into the lawsuit. I come up with like a little theme song prior to getting into my theme song with Bossy the Bee. Okay, y'all, we have a lawsuit. This is in Maricopa County Superior Court in the state of Arizona. Thank you for sharing the documents, the Superior Court. Normally we get district court cases. And it is Laura Owens suing Mr. Clayton Echard, also known as The Bachelor. What season was he on? Y'all, I only watched a couple of seasons of The Bachelor. I am not like a diehard Bachelors fan. I don't know why I stopped watching it, but I got into it like late, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and then I stopped watching it. Either way it goes, these are the pretrial statements. This is going to be Clayton's. We're going to start off with Clayton's statement. Actually, I was on Laura's. We're going to start off with Clayton's statement, which is going to give us a really good background of what's going on in the case. Okay, let's just jump right into it. If you missed the beginning, or actually, let's not jump right into it. If you missed the beginning of the live stream, Laura Owens is suing Clayton Echard, who is on The Bachelor, for apparently being the father of her unborn children. And then it goes back and forth of whether it's one child or two children. It's like she's a twin mom, and then she's a single mom, and then I don't know what she's trying to claim here. Either way, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, we have this proceeding is not complicated, but it is certainly unique given the fraud and circus style. And I forgot to give y'all this warning too. This pretrial statement comes with a lot of shade within the first couple of paragraphs. A lot of shade, not shade and allegations because we're at pretrial statements, but a lot of shade and allegations. Like, pay attention to the wording that this attorney is using, please. This proceeding is not complicated, but it is certainly unique given the fraud and circus style antics from petitioner/plaintiff Laura Owens. Laura, who seemed unburdened by both science and societal expectations of truth, filed an improper establishment petition and order of protection predicated on fake medical records after being rejected by Clayton Echard. Laura's medical record, arts and craft skills, her medical record, arts and craft skills, like, bro, have been honed over a decade, wherein she falsified records to support fabricated twin pregnancies, forged ultrasounds, manufactured HCG reports, faked ovarian cancer, and feigned having a oophorectomy, which is also known as ovary removal. She cannot claim that she lacked the intent to commit fraud upon this court when she filed these actions after oral sex and then appeared in court twice, donning what appeared to be a fake moon bump. Laura's malignancy was exposed because she targeted Clayton, the former ABC Bachelor, as her fourth mark. So apparently she has done this to at least 3 other people, is what Clayton is alleging. Clayton immediately disputed the pregnancy, causing Laura to utilize her playbook. Let's get into it. Alleging twins, crafting dating contract, offering abortions, claiming suicide, unaliving of oneself, and alleging that she was the victim of SA. All of that, one lawsuit, okay? Laura also contacted the media, which resulted in 3 prior victims of the same pregnancy con connecting. What Laura failed to consider was that her claims of being 24 weeks pregnant with twins and vague child loss, the miscarriage allegation, including suggesting that twins were reabsorbed into her body, would result in the media she contacted comparing her to known fraudsters like Scamanda. So first she said she miscarried. Other times she's saying the twins just reabsorbed into her body, decided to just start swimming around as cells in her body instead of being babies and fetuses and sacs. She also claims that she passed sex. So I don't know what the final story is going to be here, but she has a couple of stories already going from the beginning of the case. As if unable to stop, Laura continued to commit fraud, including misleading her own medical expert, who impressively and contrary to science appears to have determined paternity without any DNA testing, by failing to tell him about her medical history, or also known as fake history, including but not limited to ovarian cancer and oophorectomy, as well as the fabrication of the sonogram he reviewed, and perhaps even the July 23rd miscarriage photos. Laura's attempts to prevent a full and fair adjudication have only escalated, as though counsel As through counsel, she, per witness Michael Morosini, suggested a witness would be arrested if he appeared at court for the trial. Further efforts to embarrass Mr. Morosini involved Laura's counsel posting a California deposition transcript from 2018 online. Her attorney seemed to like to post depositions online a lot. Okay. She, through counsel, even tweeted commentary about the case and this court. Why is the attorney tweeting about the case? I mean, if she gave him permission, I guess, as well as posted medical records contrary to the court order. She's posted medical records online? Wow. She even mocked Dr. Dean's expertise and expert report and then published it online. What is it with this lady and publishing things online? Like, literally, what is it with this lady? She just publishes everything online at this point. Okay. On May 28, 2024, Laura and her counsel published a joint blog post. Attorney, why are you posting joint blog posts with this lady? This is your client. Why are you not protecting her? In which Laura made overt claims of unaliving herself and appears to admit 2,500 pages of text with Morosini were legitimate and that she never received an ultrasound for her alleged twin pregnancy. Days later, Laura, through counsel, posted parts of the video deposition of Clayton Echard on YouTube. The level of inappropriate behavior in this matter is astounding. And I agree with that. Like, why are you posting all of this online? Laura's anticipated crocodile tears and claims to have been the victim of the media who exposed her cons are disingenuous. Laura's behavior should result in finding from the court in these two causes and may justify a referral to the Maricopa County attorneys for charges of both perjury and evidence tampering. Let's get into the background of this case. So, y'all, we're about to get a bunch of dates listed on this case. So please let me know. Apparently, I'm saying the city wrong. Okay. I think I'm I'm saying that guy's last name wrong. I'm sorry. I'm probably not gonna fix that, Kimmy, but thank you for trying to send it to me. Thank you for trying to fix it. All right, y'all. So we're about to get a lot of dates in what has happened, like a full summary of what has happened in this case so far. So far we got Laura allegedly faking pregnancies, and then allegedly faking a miscarriage, and then allegedly also reabsorbing twins into her body. Like, you know, where did you read that at? But you're going to use it in court filings. That's fine. And also, she actually did have some positive HCG tests. Okay, HCG tests. And if you don't know, just having a positive HCG test does not necessarily mean that you're pregnant. It's not definitive that you're pregnant. If your pregnancy test, which is what people use, our HCG test, just because that comes back positive does not necessarily mean that you are pregnant. And actually, my husband told me this like 2 days ago, and then I read about it in the lawsuit. So that was interesting. Let's go ahead and jump back into it. Okay, background. On August 1st, 2023, Laura initiated litigation when she filed her petition to establish paternity, legal decision-making, parenting time, and child support, alleging that she became pregnant with respondents' twins on May 20th, 2023. So she's about not even 3 months pregnant. I said 3 months pregnant before, but she's like 2 months and 10 days pregnant. And she is trying to establish a custody plan, child support, and making decisions for this baby. These babies. It's two, apparently. Okay, let's go on. On August 8th, 2023, Laura filed a denied motion to communicate, and on August 23rd, 2023, a denied motion to compel. So she wanted to force Clayton to talk to her. On August 29th, 2023, Laura filed a denied expedited consideration requested motion to communicate, and on September 14, 2023, a denied expedited motion to seal court records. Don't know what that was about, but maybe we can go back to it at some other time. On August 21st, 2023, Clayton, representing himself, filed an answer denying any pregnancy with twins after only oral sex. I guess I can say sex on YouTube, right? Respondents granted motion for leave to amend his response filed, or they want you to look at his response. On September 28, 2023, through an early resolution conference, parties entered a Rule 69 agreement stating petitioner agrees to contribute a sample on October 2nd, 2023 to determine paternity of the alleged pregnancy testing to be conducted by Ravgen. I hope I'm saying that right. On October 6, 2023, Laura filed an ex parte order of protection. So first she agreed to do the pregnancy test, and then she was like, I want a restraining order saying I don't have to do the pregnancy test. So anyways, claiming that she was pregnant by Clayton and that he was cyberbullying her by posting her medical records online. The same day, the Ravgen results came back indicating little to no fetal DNA, and Clayton thought the nightmare was over. He was very wrong, and I'm sorry I misstated the order of protection. They basically wanted him to stop posting things online, but my girl is posting all kinds of things online, but somehow Clayton is the problem now, right? You can't post other people's medical records online, so he is probably a problem if he was doing that, but she's also posting her own medical records online. On October 18, 2023, Laura filed a request for pre-decree mediation. It was denied, alleging Clayton would not speak to her, and he even acts as if the unborn children don't exist, despite preponderance of evidence. So we are 2.5 months into this case, and she has filed 3 motions telling the court that Clayton won't talk to me. He needs to talk to me about the baby. Like, girl, just go through your pregnancy, okay? He does not need to talk to you. There's no reason for him to talk to you. What you need to do is go take that DNA test, which has come back that said that there's no fetal DNA. Okay, on October 24, 2023, Laura appeared by video before Judge Cynthia Galiketis. I probably said that wrong. Wearing what appears to be a fake pregnant stomach, also known as a moon belly. She was also photographed on September 27, 2023, competing in a horse jumping competition with a visibly flat stomach, and was signed up to compete in late November 2023, but allegedly backed out after attempting to sign up under a different name. So she is still doing horse riding, but she is using the wrong name. So it looks like she came on the camera on October 24th with a belly, but she was photographed on September 27th without a belly. That's not horribly, because at that point, if she was really pregnant, she would have been about 3 months pregnant. Some people don't show. She does seem to be pretty light, like around 130. So maybe she would have been showing, but I don't know. Everyone shows differently when pregnant, right? On October 25th, 2023, Laura appeared before Judge Duty. What a wonderful name. Again, wearing what appears to be a moon belly, and testified as to the veracity of the sonogram of their son. Remember, it was twins, and now we're saying it's just one son. Okay, which she has since claimed no knowledge of, but that she sent to both Clayton and the media, as well as indicating in her publicly accessible Dropbox on Reddit. Respondents' motion for relief from judgment was filed on March 26, 2024. On November 2nd, 2023, the second day of trial. On November 2nd, 2023, the second day of trial on Clayton's granted injunction against harassment, Laura testified that she was 100% and 24 weeks pregnant by Clayton, and that she was due on February 14, 2024. I guess that makes sense. Laura, she would be due on Valentine's Day. She would be due on Valentine's Day. It's meant to be, Clayton. We're in love. Laura further specifically detailed she was experiencing a high-risk pregnancy due to her alleged epilepsy, and that she was being seen by a specialist, Dr. McCall and Dr. Higley, and that she had an appointment with Dr. Higley last Friday. After this, court ordered Laura to comply with disclosures. She had refused to comply with Rule 49. It was confirmed that Laura's testimony was false, and she was never treated by Dr. McCall, Higley, or any obstetrician or gynecologist during her alleged high-risk pregnancy with twins. So she's claiming that she's pregnant with twins, but yet she never went to a doctor to get checked out. On December 6, 2023, results of yet another Ravgen test again confirmed little to no fetal DNA. Again, Clayton thought the nightmare was over. He was wrong again. Let's see. On December 12th, 2023, Clayton filed a notice of filing affidavit of non-paternity, avowing that he could not be the father of any children from Laura as they never had sexual intercourse. Clayton also filed his granted expedited motion to extend the dismissal date on inactive calendar and schedule an evidentiary hearing. So he does not want the case to be dismissed. He instead wants the case to go to trial, or what they're calling an evidentiary hearing. It's probably not like a full trial. Well, but they have a lot of witnesses, so I would assume that it will be a couple of days. But evidentiary hearing, I guess, is kind of interchangeable with the word trial. On December 48, 2023, Laura filed her denied motion to dismiss the petition to establish paternity, legal decision-making, parenting time, and child support with prejudice, as well as a notice requiring strict compliance with Arizona Rule of Evidence, which invoked Rule 2 of Arizona Rules of Family Law Procedure. For the first time, Laura's motion cryptically claimed that she is not now, very important word, she's not now pregnant, because she's just claiming that she lost the pregnancy. She's not claiming that she was never pregnant. She's just saying she's not pregnant now, which is interesting. And now that I'm thinking about it, even if she was only like 3 months pregnant at that time, or I guess she would have been like, I can't even count. She would have been like 5 or 6 months pregnant at the time of doing the horseback riding thing. So please forgive me for that. She would have been pretty pregnant at that point, especially if she was having twins. So at this point, Laura is asking the court to dismiss her case. So she's like, never mind. There's no need to establish paternity anymore because I'm no longer pregnant, right? Do we even believe that she was ever pregnant? Let me know in the chat. I am leaning towards maybe no. Maybe you were not pregnant if you're riding horses at 6 months. All right. How many months would that be? 9, 4. Yeah, I guess that would be like 4 to 5 months pregnant with twins horseback riding. I'm going to lean towards like no, but let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let's jump back into it. Oh, and before we jump back into it, our like goal for the stream is 50 likes. Where are we at? We're at 40 likes. So if you have not hit the like button, please do. We have 45 people watching live. So I know there's some of y'all that have not hit the like button. Our like goal for the stream is 50 likes. Help us out. Let us hit the algorithm, y'all. We got to hit this algorithm hard. Okay, we are growing this channel for the last half of the 2024 year. Okay, so let's jump back into it. On December 28, 2023, Laura filed her denied motion to dismiss petition. Or did I already read that one? Yes, I already read that one. The same day, Clayton notified Laura of his intent to depose her pursuant to the rules, and they were going to request the production of documents. On January 2nd, 2024, Laura filed a denied expedited motion to quash her deposition. Laura's counsel, her first of 3 attorneys, withdrew. So she missed her deposition, or no, she filed a motion to not be deposed, and then her attorney got off of the case. On January 3rd, Clayton filed a response objection to petitioner's motion to dismiss, as well as a withdrawn motion for sanctions under Rule 26. On January 17, 2023, Clayton filed a notice of non-appearance to the deposition. So Laura did not come to her deposition despite being put on notice for it. On January 18, 2024, Laura and with her second attorney filed a denied motion for confidentiality and preliminary protective order, claiming for the first time that Laura had a miscarriage. Notably, no other information about the alleged miscarriage was provided. So she's asking not to be deposed. She needs privacy because she had a miscarriage. Do we believe her? Do we believe her, right? On February 2nd, 2024, Clayton was deposed by Laura, so he went to his deposition. On February 6th, 2024, respondent filed a granted, which is Clayton, he filed a granted expedited motion to continue trial and motion for additional trial time. They're going to need more days to go through all the nonsense that they're collecting on this case. On February 12th, 2024, Clayton filed a granted expedited motion to set virtual status conference. The court scheduled an in-person conference. They said, F you, you're coming in person, not virtually. At the conference on February 21st, this court addressed petitioner's failure to comply with Rule 49. with the attorney's fees list, I guess. Petitioner claimed that she had a miscarriage sometime in September or October. But remember, she was coming to court hearings in September and October with a pregnancy belly, which would have been around 5-6 months with twins. Okay. The court indicated it would hear evidence and testimony as it applies to all pleadings filed within the Maricopa County Superior Court and would be viewing the order of harassment hearings. On March 1st, 2024, Laura was deposed, and it was discovered that there was yet another pregnancy fraud allegation, number 4, from 2014 in San Francisco. This girl gets around. Clayton intends to offer this entire deposition as evidence against Laura, consistent with Rule 59. On March 11, 2024, a respondent filed a granted motion to compel on March 12th. A motion to compel what? Motion to compel. Tell us what you're compelling, okay? Now her third attorney has withdrawn from the case. So she just losing attorneys back to back to back at this point. On March 25th, like 3 attorneys in 3 months is wild, like seriously wild. And I think that's a good indication that she's probably lying. And not necessarily saying that is what it means, but it's probably a good indication that she's lying if her attorneys, 1 attorney per month is withdrawing, basically, on average. On March 25th, 2024, a respondent filed a granted motion for joint hearing and a granted in part motion for relief from judgment, which was amended on April 26, 2024. On April 1st, 2024, petitioner's third attorney filed a denied. I thought her third attorney withdrew, but now you're saying the third attorney filed something. Keep up. I guess they probably meant second attorney on line 23. So correct my statement again. On April 1st, 2024, petitioner's third attorney filed a denied motion for extension of time to respond to respondent's motion to compel and a declaration of David S. Grangas in support of the motion for the extension of time. On April 3rd, 2024, respondent filed a granted motion to withdraw a motion for sanctions pursuant to Rule 26. Why did you withdraw your motion for sanctions, Clayton? What are you doing? On April 8th, 2024, plaintiff filed a denied motion to compel lunch and for alternative relief. I don't know what that means. Why would we be compelling lunch? I don't know if that's a typo or if that's actually a saying. I've never heard of it, but whatever. They denied the motion to compel lunch and for alternative relief. On April 12, 2024, petitioner filed a granted request for judicial notice, requesting this court take notice of petitioner's case against Greg Gillespie. And just to let you know, Greg Gillespie is expected to testify that he experienced a twin pregnancy fraud by Laura after rejecting her and as addressed by Judge Buckus and Gordon, and which involved a fake sonogram. So he basically went through the same thing. On April 30th, 2024, petitioner filed a denied emergency motion to strike and request for immediate telephonic scheduling conference and denied motion in limine, attempting to preclude testimony from the 3 men who are anticipated to testify that Laura fabricated pregnancies, medical records, cancer, oophorectomies, I hope I said that, oophorectomies to force requited relationships. So essentially what he's alleging here is that she hooks up with a guy and then they be like, okay, that was cool. We hooked up one time. Don't really like you. Maybe you weren't that good in bed, right? And then she contacts them and say, well, too bad for you. I'm pregnant. So how about we get in a relationship? Because, you know, relationships solves all pregnancies that are unwanted, right? Right? I don't know. I don't think that's a good strategy, Laura. And maybe after this, if this is, you know, proven to be your alleged strategy, maybe we should stop. Maybe we should stop doing this, okay? Because it's not working out for you. This is the 4th attempt and it's not going well. Let me go ahead and finish this part of it and then we'll jump into the comment section. On May 10th of 2024, so just recently, right? Petitioner filed a denied motion for judgment on the pleadings and renewed motion to dismiss. She really wants this case to go away. She wants this case to go away because, like she said, she's no longer pregnant. Why are we going to trial on this? I'm not pregnant anymore. So we don't need a parenting plan. The babies don't exist anymore. We don't need child support. The babies don't exist anymore. But Clayton says no. Clayton, let me finish it. Okay. She wants to dismiss the case, right? Okay. And then on May 21st, 2024, respondent filed a stipulated motion of virtual appearance of the witness, Dr. Dean. Basically that the doctor can appear to the hearing remotely. Okay. Oh, I'm thirsty. Okay. Anyways, this is insane. So that's the background. This is where we are, guys. Have you been keeping up with this case? Do you believe Laura? Do you believe Clayton? How is it that we have 3 men coming forward saying she did the same thing to me? Other question, could those 3 men be lying? I don't think so, because it sounds like they've had their own court cases. She basically, if this is her MO, according to Clayton, her MO is that she hooks up with a guy. She determines that she likes them and she wants to keep hooking up with them. The guy says, you know what? No, never mind. I don't want to hook up with you anymore. I didn't really like you that much. And then she goes, well, that sucks because I'm pregnant and you have to love me now. And they're like, no, I don't think so. I don't really want to love you still. And then she goes, oh, well, let me just file a lawsuit to establish you as the father of my child that I have fake sonograms, alleged fake sonograms of. So that is the story of Lauren Owens, according to Clayton. She hooks up with people and then she wants to be with them and they don't want to be with her. So if women, ladies, if you are out there and you are looking to be with a man, and he tells you no, don't fake a pregnancy. It's not going to go well for you. It's just not going to go well for you. Okay. Let me see this chat in the back here. Okay. And then Kimmy said one of the former attorneys filed something saying they thought she lied. Kimmy's going to grab it if I want. I know we're limited on time tonight, but we can cover it on a different stream. We would love to see that. And the story is wild in general. Okay. So I'm leaning more towards she lied. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. We are going to go ahead and jump into our chat to see what everyone thinks so far. And let's see, I like have a feeling that we met our like goal already. So let me go ahead and see. Oh no, we didn't. I am so moted on the like goal. If you have not already, please do hit the like button. Our like goal is 50 likes for the live stream. And we are currently sitting at 48 likes with 52 people watching live. So I know there are at least 4 of you in here at minimum that have not hit the like button. So please do, if you have not already. You've been here for the last few minutes, so might as well hit the like button so we can hit our goal. Okay, let me go ahead and jump into the chat. Just Jen says, I'm sure she'll be watching. She follows and watches everything. This lady Laura that I've named as Lauren in my whole title for YouTube. Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully she doesn't get mad at that part of it, okay? Hey, Belle says, also, this is all your opinion. This is all my opinion. We are just reading documents. Allegedly, this is what Clayton is claiming. Nothing has been proven as facts at this point. We still have to go to trial. Once it goes to trial, we can start claiming things as facts. Small says, that's because she doesn't know what she's trying to claim here. She was trying to claim he was the pappy, and now she's no longer pregnant. So she can't claim that anymore. Hey, Belle says, Woodnick is fire. I don't know if I'm familiar with that. Cat Lady Ballerina says, I love that name, says, yes, the twins' bones and organs just got absorbed by her extremely magical uterus. And they're just floating around in her bloodstream till this day, allegedly. Hey, Belle says, to Cat Lady Ballerina, petitioner is not special. She told you that she is. Island, welcome back into the live stream, saying she had to claim that because in Arizona, stillbirths require death certificates and she was going to face criminal charges. And so the crazy part of it is if she allegedly, remember in the fact, she's saying that she had her miscarriage in July of 2023. At that point, she would have been about 2 months pregnant. And so she's saying that she had sacs that were like less than the size of her hand. So still pretty small. So if she miscarried in July, why would she then have a baby bump in September and October, 2 and 3 months after this alleged miscarriage? Please explain that to us, Laura. Why would you then have a baby bump at that point? They can play back the court tapes. I'm sure. I don't know if they record it. I don't know if they record that actually. But why would you then have a baby, or not, sorry, a belly for twins, right? That's gonna be a little bit bigger than if there was just one baby, I'm assuming. If you know that you miscarried in July, or you thought that you did. I think I would note. I think a lot of people would notice if 2 sacs this big, the size of your hand, even if you have a freaking small hand, 2 sacs the size of your hand came out. Now, granted, if they did magically absorb into her bloodstream, then she would not have known that she miscarried. But if the sacs actually passed, then she would know, right? She would know, and she should have said something. And if she did that in July 2023, that was before you filed the motion. Why'd you even file the motion at that point? If that's the case. Island says she had to claim that I think I already read that one. But yeah, facing criminal charges if you have the stillborn. Cat Lady Ballerina says because he's a hot mess. Brooke Ward says he tweets and blogs so much. The attorney? Oh my gosh. Hey Belle says she has no shame until it's time to basically tell us why you're claiming these crazy things. Brooke Ward says she did a TEDx talk. No, I think I read that in one of the footnotes. She did a TEDx talk that has been proven to have incorrect statements. She has no shame, and it's gonna bite her in the butt. I see why she's trying to dismiss the case, though. Lauren, I don't know if I'm gonna say that right. Nadig says, guys, I think she's telling the truth. Okay, we got one person on Laurel's side. I don't know if that's sarcasm or for reals. Hey Belle says, and he dirty deletes the stuff that he posts. Hey Belle says, why we have the receipts though. Screenshot it. You gotta screenshot it. Kimmy Lockett says to Hey Belle, it's not dirty deleting. If you're gonna say some mess, at least stick with it. Yeah, don't delete it. Let it stay up, man. Cat Lady Ballerina says, if you need to ask a friend, the audience has you. We know the facts. I see it. Y'all are keeping up with the case. I'm completely new to this case. These are my first documents reading on this case, and this case is absolutely wild, okay? Stir Crazy says, they call us a cult, but trust me, you're safe with us. Oh, gosh. We've called some of the cult of this lawsuit, okay? Cat Lady Ballerina says there was also a time a twin vanished. Yes, she said, oh, I'm pregnant with twins, but also just our son. I thought it was like a boy-girl twin, and it could have been like sons with an S, but no, at one point she completely deleted a child. She completely deleted one. It was just one, and she's like, oh wait, no, I told you it was twins. Oh gosh, I forgot. I completely forgot, right? Cat Lady Ballerina says they seem to have let that go. Yeah, they mentioned it, but they didn't really point it out that she is only alleged to one when she's claiming to have twins from the beginning. Just Jen says she started filling out the papers on July 13, 2023, and still decided to file it even after her sacs passed. And not only that, guys, let's not forget, she never went to a doctor. So how did she even know it was twins other than her fake sonogram? Like you admitted that the sonograms are not real. So how can you not say that the whole case is not real? You never went to, she just had a feeling it was twins. She just had a feeling that it was a son, right? This is out of control. I cannot. Sarah Hillville says, welcome to the pond. It's scummy in here. I definitely see. Charlene Grand Central says, where does she get the money for these lawyers? She has had more than a handful. So yeah, she's had 3 lawyers in this case so far at least. Lauren says, dad bank account. You think her dad has money? Sarah Hellville says she likes the punishment for rejecting her, usually once they catch wind of her personality. I mean, if she's just out here giving, mouth to mouth or mouth to private, attention, and she's expecting to then become a wife, and she's just handing out that type of treatment on what seems like a one-night stand, in my opinion, my understanding, like, why are you doing that? What makes you think they're gonna just marry you after that? You must think you are very talented in this oral arena, okay? Just Jen says, then she lets her attorney post all of her medical records, including STDs on the internet. Why are you not keeping that a secret? Just Me MD says this case brought a really good debate with hubby about whether men should be held responsible for all medical care and baby prep without proof of paternity. I say no. Well, I mean, if you want the proof of paternity, sure, right? I don't think, and sometimes it is dangerous to do a DNA test while the woman is still pregnant. So I don't know if proof of pregnancy is a thing. But also, like, if you're a dad and you wait till the baby is born to then have the paternity test, then do you feel bad if you didn't participate in the baby prep? But she did literally file that motion like 2 months pregnant. Allegedly 2 months pregnant, which is insane. Like some people, in my practice, I do practice family law, so I do deal with these kind of cases. But there are some people that file these lawsuits while the mom is still pregnant. But majority of the time, the person filing the lawsuit is the dad because the mom's not letting him come to the actual appointments. But also, the courts here cannot order her to do a DNA test while she's still pregnant. She can order a DNA test after the baby is born, but they can't order that she does a DNA test after she's pregnant. So even filing this case, at least in California, it doesn't really do dads any good until after the baby is born. But I've seen it happen, but more of the time it is the man filing saying, I want to be a part of the pregnancy journey, while the mother is like, no, go away. Okay. Coach Karen says, if they are fake records, it's not posting. If it's fake records, it's not posting. Cat Lady Valerina says she went from flat stomach to octupulent belly. I mean, because she's having twins. So at what size would her belly be, right? It should be pretty big. Even her saying that she was due in February and then refusing to do a deposition, and her reasoning being that she had a miscarriage in like January, she probably would have been in labor at that point because twins are generally born early. So I don't know. I just can't get behind her on this one. I'm sorry. I really just cannot get behind her on this one. I am seeing, oh, there we go. I'm seeing a super chat come in from Z Seltzer, member of the channel. Thank you very much. Saying, hooray, goal met. Oh, did we hit the like goal already? We are at 59 likes. Shout out to the BriHive. All right. Thank you, Z Seltzer, for the super chat and letting me know that we crossed our like goal for the live stream. So we're getting friends. We are getting friends in the live stream because we're hitting the algorithm with the like button as always. Okay, y'all. With that being said, we have reached our like goal. So we are going to play our animation. And if you know, and if you've been on this channel, you know that our like goal animation is really, really loud at the beginning. So if you are sensitive to noises, this is your time to turn down your volume so that I can play our like goal little animation. And I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1. Shout out to the BriHive for hitting the like goal. Love to see it. Y'all, I thought this was going to be a short stream. I don't know why I set myself up for these kinds of failures and saying, oh, it's going to be a short stream, y'all. I had an hour set aside for this live stream, and it's just too juicy. It's not going to be done in an hour, and I'm going to regret it because now I'm going to be up late doing other things now. But that's okay because we are having fun. So let's go ahead and jump back into the issues of the case. I may be able to summarize these ones a little bit more, but let's go ahead and jump back into the issues of the case, and then we'll get into Laura's trial statement and see what she has to say about all of this stuff that she's causing here. All right, here we go. We got the contested issues. We got non-paternity. This court should find that Clayton was not responsible for any alleged pregnancy, that Laura will claim she believes she was pregnant from oral sex is farcical. I never heard that word. Farcical and not the legal standard. Even if that was the standard, it is indisputable that Laura did not have any basis to believe she was pregnant with twins, as she alleged in her petition, because she faked the sonogram records. She never saw obstetric or gynecological care. She never had an ultrasound, and she lied to the court about her high-risk pregnancy with twins. Never got an ultrasound is wild to say that you now are pregnant with twins, okay? And they're saying she basically got her sonogram from Fiverr. And she testified that she was 100% 24 weeks pregnant, but she had never gotten a sonogram from an actual doctor. And then we got the alleged pregnancy. Pregnancy is caused by sex, not relationship cons. Laura and Clayton did not have penile vaginal sex, but he does admit that he released into her mouth and then she went into the bathroom. So she could have easily turkey basted herself. I know she hasn't made that claim because, I mean, that in itself, I think is very fraudulent. I don't know if you can get, criminal liability for that. Because is it like once a man releases his DNA, can the woman then do whatever she wants with it? I don't think so. I've got to look that up and see if stealing sperm by letting, this is too much to talk about on the stream, but I wonder if stealing sperm from inside your own mouth is illegal. I don't think that's going to be an easy thing to look up. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to have to look that up because he didn't consent for her to use her sperm in her vagina. He only consented for her to use his sperm in her mouth. That sounds insane. Let me go ahead and move on for somebody clip me. Okay. Laura's allegations about what happened that night have morphed over time in order to fit Laura's narrative as she is confronted with science and the significant holes in her story. Laura has claimed there were fluids down there from in your mouth, though. Like, how did it get down there from your mouth? Like, please let me know. Then claimed Clayton was too high to remember having intercourse, and then claimed Clayton R-worded her, raped her. Laura even sent an email admitting they did not have sex and essentially begging Clayton to have sex with her for the first time because she was tight and had not had sex in years. Bro, what? What are you talking about? Okay, I'm going to go into the footnote. So curiously, in her underlying petition to establish, Laura stated there was no domestic violence and requested joint legal decision-making in a holiday schedule as the sexual or the SA allegation did not arise until after Laura realized Clayton, like others, had zero interest in a relationship and that he was questioning her twin pregnancy narrative. So yeah, now she's claiming rape, right? But also wants to let him know that it's tight and she hasn't had sex in years. Why the hell would you say that? Oh my gosh. And then they wanted us to know that actually she had sex with Gillespie, with Gillespie. She also claimed that she had not had sex in years. Let's see. And then she accused him of kidnapping and rape. Like, kidnapping you too, lady? Okay, that's going far. I mean, the rape is going far, but now you're telling the man kidnapped you. Laura's only proof of pregnancy is one urine HCG test conducted at Banner on June 1st, 2023, one blood HCG test on October 16, 2023 that indicated levels of HCG that by Laura's own admission are inconsistent with pregnancy. None, even her October 16, 2023 HCG test provided to her expert is dubious, as Laura, through counsel, has admitted to sending an altered version with 102,000 HCG, 1,000 times higher levels to the media. Laura again fabricated a medical record while simultaneously refusing to cooperate with Rule 49 disclosure obligation, resulting in an order to compel. Now, when we're talking about HCG levels, when you are actually pregnant, they are going to be high. Hers was 102. Hers was 102. What was she, like 12 hours pregnant at that point? You have to be like 12 hours pregnant at that point. And there are medications that can result in, that can show that you have HCG in your system because it has it in the medication. Or apparently you can inject yourself with HCG according to his document. But 102 is extremely low to be pregnant for, what would that be, in October from May? That would have been at least 5 months pregnant. 102 HCG is extremely, extremely low to be that pregnant. So she sent an altered version, allegedly, to the media of 102,000, which would line up a little bit more with actually being pregnant, right? And I'm no scientist, so don't quote me on that. I know a little bit of something. Okay, Laura is guilty of both copious perjury and evidence tampering, warranting this court endorsing to the Maricopa County Attorney General office. He wants criminal charges against this lady. Okay, alleged sonogram. Laura faked the sonogram at least 3 with Clayton. So she 3 sonograms faked, ma'am. Okay. There are no verifiable and requisite sonograms to support Laura's claim of being pregnant with boy and girl twins after oral sex. I need to find out if you can spill sperm from your own mouth. It sounds so bad. Okay, on October 25th, 2023, Laura testified before Judge Duty. I hate that name for you. I mean, I guess if you love it, I love it, okay? Judge Duty is getting a sonogram of their son, one person, and providing it to Clayton because she was concerned about the baby's profile, whom she accused of using it to make an online Halloween meme, which he vehemently denies. He took her sonogram and made a meme with it. Laura also admitted an exhibit where she tells Clayton that she has a sonogram video dated September 5th, 2023. Again, she is claiming to have miscarried in July. So why would you have a sonogram from September? Let's go on. On February 2nd, 24, Laura used the doctored sonogram as an exhibit during her deposition of Clayton. On March 1st, 2024, Laura testified to obtaining the same sonogram anonymously at Planned Parenthood Mission Viejo on July 7, 2023. Okay, so I guess she was still pregnant at that time, apparently, and falsely and illegally attributed it to Southwest Medical Imaging, and that she found out she was pregnant with twins in July. Let me see. Come on. In July. On or about April 15th, 24, Laura then claimed the appointment date was July 2nd, 2023, and that she was seen by Planned Parenthood and Contra Mesa. Both SMIL and Planned Parenthood have confirmed Laura was never seen there for an ultrasound. Not Planned Parenthood snitching on you. Okay. And the other hospital snitching on her. Planned Parenthood further confirmed that the alleged July sonogram is not consistent with ultrasound images generated by their practice. So not only did they say she never got a sonogram here or ultrasound here, but also our ultrasounds don't look like that. That's so bad. It's so bad. This is so bad. Still, Laura signed an affidavit for her expert that included the fake sonogram and stated this image was taken at Planned Parenthood, emphasis in original. No evidence supports Laura ever being seen by any provider for an ultrasound, as this court noted in its May 22nd, 24-minute entry stating neither Planned Parenthood in Mission Viejo nor SMIL have any records for any ultrasound appointments for plaintiff. They put that in the minute order. The court has already found this. There's no record of her having an ultrasound at these places that she's saying she had an ultrasound at. And if you are claiming that you are pregnant by someone, you're going to remember what hospital you went to. And then you've also signed under penalty of perjury that this came from Planned Parenthood. And Planned Parenthood is like, no, our ultrasounds don't even look like that, bro. Like, come on. Come on. Like, this is making me madder, actually. More mad, okay? Alleged miscarriage. Laura was never pregnant by Clayton and could not have miscarried Clayton's twin. Laura's miscarriage tale, now apparently dated July 23rd, remember, but she has all of this other evidence from September, only arose after she was confronted by Clayton's desire to prevent her from getting away with her extreme pregnancy fraud con and exploiting another TEDx talk or chicken soup ecstasy. This included Clayton notifying Laura he had contacted the putative father registry to prevent Laura from claiming she put the twins up for pretend adoption as a means of explaining their non-existence, all after testifying she was 24 weeks, actively being seen for high-risk pregnancy and due in February. Meanwhile, Laura continued to post on Reddit, published various blogs on medium.com, portraying herself as a victim and contacting the media to advance her fictitious narrative. Okay, so she's claiming that she's miscarried. What day did she testify to being 24 weeks pregnant? I'm gonna have to go back up and find that. When did she, does anybody know when she said she was 24 weeks pregnant? Because that would have at least would have had to be in that September hearing. I think that was the September hearing when she testified that she was 24 weeks pregnant. But then she's claiming that she miscarried on. Yeah, that's perjury. That's perjury. I'm gonna have to find when she let me see, what page am I on? I'm gonna try to go find it. Page 12. And then she said, okay. Okay, so on October 25th, Laura testified before Judge Judy to get a sonogram of their son. Okay, let me see. Actually, let me go back up. No, that's not what I was looking for. Let's see. Can I search this document? Control find. Wrong one. 100. Yeah, I can search it. Okay, so Clayton granted on November 2nd, 2023, the second day of trial on Clayton's granted injunction harassment, Lauren testified that she was 100% and 24 weeks pregnant by Clayton and that she was due on February 14th. That's 6 months, right? Oh, I calculated it wrong. I thought I put 6 weeks in a month, but no, that would have been 6 months. She would have been 6 months pregnant in November, and in November, she testified that she was 6 months pregnant. Girl, what? Oh my gosh. And then after he after he filed something saying that she couldn't put the kids up for adoption, his putative father rights, all of a sudden she miscarried in July. That's perjury. I'm sorry, y'all. That is a perjury. Okay. Thank you, Kimmy. I found it. Oh my gosh, girl. This is not okay. Absolutely not okay. Oh, I don't part of me was feeling kind of bad for her, but I really don't feel bad for her anymore. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me jump back into it. So she's done with her TED Talk. Okay. Meanwhile, Laura continued to post on Reddit and Medium. This is not the first time Laura has seen a miscarriage or leverage offers to terminate a pregnancy in exchange for the victims agreeing to date her, which is a wild way to get a husband. Pretend to be pregnant. With Michael Maracini, you told me how to say it, Kimmy. I'm not going to say it right. In 2016, Laura alleged she was pregnant with his twins, that she believed she had a miscarriage, and that after speaking with providers, she knew what to look for to determine whether she was miscarrying. With Gillespie, I'm saying that all wrong. Gillespie, it was offering to abort the twins if he agreed to date her. I will unalive these children if you date me is wild. That's wild. That's wild. With Clayton, Laura alleged for the first time that she miscarried when she requested a protective order on January 18th. So we are talking about, what is that? 6 months after the alleged miscarriage, she let the case go on for 6 months and then testified that she was 6 months pregnant in November. Oh, this is wild. On November 14, 2023, Laura self-reported to Mom Doc, a provider she had never seen before, that she passed 2 sacks. Oh, is this an online provider? Did it say online provider? So she told the doctor that she passed 2 sacks, which appeared to have membrane, but denies having much bleeding. During the status conference on February 21st, 2024, Laura told this court she miscarried sometime in September or October 2023. But I thought she said 21. Okay. Days later, at her deposition on March 1st, 24, Laura testified that in September or October, she passed 2 sacks that were less than the size of her hand, that she took a picture of them and sent it to an online provider. Okay, so it is an online provider. On April 8th, 2024, Laura via counsel stated she had passed 2 sacks on July 23rd Before Laura filed the underlying petition, her OP, and before She testified before 3 different judges about her feigned pregnancy. Clayton's experts have reviewed the images, which may be fake, but even assuming they are real, and Dr. Deans will testify that there is no obvious embryonic or fetal tissue, which is complicated by the theory that Laura would have been miscarrying twins that were 8 to 11 weeks and would have experienced significant bleeding. Note, Laura refused to provide her phone to a forensic expert to confirm the image's authenticity, which is highly dubious given her admitted history of fabricating records. Yeah, that does not look good for you. They're stating the 23rd date based off of what the lawyer said. Not as strong. She's claiming September, October, which would be a little bit more. No, but still on November 2nd, you're testifying that you're 6 months pregnant and you're 100%. But if you're passing SACs and you're reporting it to an online doctor, when did you report this to an online on number 22? When did she report it to a? There's no record indicating Laura showed any provider these alleged 2 SACs. So they couldn't find any evidence supporting her claim that she told a doctor that she passed the SACs in September or October. But even if so, even if it was September, October, in November, you're testifying that you're still pregnant, that you're 6 months pregnant. So when did you talk to the doctor and assume that that's when you had a miscarriage? So, girl, it's just getting worse and worse. And who said that earlier? It's just getting worse and worse. You're absolutely right. This is horrible. Absolutely horrible. I don't know. Kimmy, are you starring chats? Because they are not showing up on my end unless my thingy-mabob is tripping right now. Anyways, oops, no, don't scroll. Okay, let me jump back into it. Because she got my blood pressure high. Okay, my blood pressure is high at this point. Where was I at here? Sorry, y'all. I lost my spot because I was scrolling too much. Okay. Here we are. We are almost through this one. Attorney's fees, sanctions, and referrals. This court has broad authority to assess the conduct of Owens throughout the 3 proceedings before the 3 different judges and to sanction Laura pursuant to the code section. Laura ignored disclosure obligations for nearly 7 months. And it was not until the court compelled her cooperation that evidence of the 4th victim was revealed and that she committed to her recent tale of the miscarriage in July. Okay. But despite allegedly passing 2 fetuses less than the size of her hand, she allegedly did not know she had miscarried until November and curiously did not inform Clayton or the court until January. Convenient, right? Laura's conduct cannot be accurately captured in the word unreasonable, as faking a twin pregnancy after oral sex, doctoring and submitting medical records, threatening witnesses, and committing continuous perjury deserves a word more befitting behavior beyond even the family court pale. In addition to the fraud underpinning the entire litigation, the court merely needs to read Laura's Medium articles, the tweets, and the blog posts like, girl, what are you doing? To appreciate the scope of the damage that she has caused, which as recent as May 28, 2024, includes a joint blog post from Laura and her attorney. Is this attorney getting disbarred? What are you doing? And YouTube posting of Clayton's video deposition. No, you can't do that. I mean, I guess there's nothing against it, but why are you as the attorney posting that? Clayton is entitled to all reasonable fees and costs pursuant to the code. To date, Laura has provided no evidence to support that she was ever pregnant with Clayton's twins. Laura has refused every opportunity to resolve the matter outside of court in all effort to comply with disclosure, including failing to appear at a scheduled deposition and not fully complying with the eventual order to compel. Recall, this entire saga was initiated by Laura going to the Sun and making false claims of pregnancy, ostensibly because Clayton rejected her. Laura's order of protection and the underlying petition were both filed in bad faith, as Laura knew that she was not and could not have been pregnant with Clayton twins. You don't know that. She could have turkey basted herself, okay? Laura then proceeded to fabricate evidence, not for the first time, testified before 3 judges to being 100% and 24 weeks pregnant with twins, and filed irrational, legally unsupported filings that continued to assert what Laura cannot prove, that she was pregnant with Clayton's twins, and it was more than just a sample misstatement. as the extrinsic and intrinsic fraud upon the court encompassing false testimony, altering evidence, and using coercive threats to tamper with potential witness and extort Clayton. Laura, the day before her deposition on March 1st, sent Clayton a letter threatening to sue him for collateral allegations for around $1.4 million unless he agreed to dismiss the action. And now you're threatening people. Allegedly. Okay. This overt extortive effort is eerily similar to Laura's antics with Judge Bacchus in the Gillespie matter, where she maliciously claimed Gillespie and his counsel were involved in her grape in an attempt to avoid a hearing. Through her third counsel in this matter, Laura has intimidated witnesses, including suggesting Maracini would be arrested if he appeared to testify, filed illegally unsound findings designed to waste fees, delay trial, sent overt threats, and harassing communications to Clayton's counsel and members of the media, engaged in toxic and inappropriate diatribe regarding this case through Twitter and blog posting, including using derogatory terms, insinuating that any ruling in Clayton's favor would be a mistake, that the judge was biased against Laura, and appeared to intimidate Laura's own prior counsel into refraining from complying with his Rule 3.3 ethical obligations. You threatening your own attorney. They're going to have Clayton testify. We're going to get into the witnesses now. They're going to have Clayton testify, Laura testify, Michael Maracini testify. He was the one that she lied to, or she told she was going in the mental hospital if he did not get with her, threaten unaliving herself, all of these things for his twin babies as well. We got Gregory Gillespie, a former romantic partner, which she also claimed to be pregnant by twins, and that she sent the sonogram allegedly from Fiverr. And that she doctored her medical records. Then we have Dr. Dean, who would testify to the medical records, including her analysis of the HCG test, were never dispositive of pregnancy, and that the related miscarriage timeline, which includes detailed analysis of the likely origin of HCG in petitioner's blood and urine, is not indicative of a human gestational norm. So her HCG test does not match where she would have been HCG level wise. And then also John A. Berryhill, a forensic data expert, will testify regarding his expert review of the personal computer of Michael Maracini, including his analysis of the metadata, which confirms that no text messages or images sent by either party were altered or otherwise fabricated. Any other witnesses, and then they'll call any other witnesses that petitioner tries to present. Now, let's talk about these guys, the ex-lovers, Michael and Gregory. They both have like double names, so like MM and GG. So, talking about Michael and Gregory, they also were allegedly framed, or I guess not framed, accused, sorry. They were also accused of being fathers to Laura's children, right? Trying to claim, and there was a lawsuit actually with Gregory, and then with Michael, I think there's like a restraining order, and that's why she's threatening that he can't come to the court case because there's no exception to the restraining order between them. Now, I don't know what he did, but maybe the restraining order is to keep her away from him. I don't know what happened there, but either way it goes, I don't see this testimony coming in. Although it is indicative of her propensity to do these kind of things, that is not necessarily admissible evidence. And what I anticipate happening in order to keep Michael and Gregory away from testifying, her lawyer is going to have to be very, very careful from Laura not opening the door to this character evidence. If she gets on the stand and she says, "Oh, I would never fake a sonogram, and I have never faked the sonogram. I would never do that." Then he can call Gregory and Michael. They can come in because they can rebut. She said that she would never do this. However, in my case, she did these things in my case, and it was found that she faked the sonogram. But if she doesn't say anything like, "I would never do that," it's not like me to do that. I don't have experience in doing that. Anything of that nature could open the door for Gregory and Michael to come in to testify. But just pulling them to testify and they don't have any personal knowledge about the incidences, if they were not in the room watching Laura do her thing with her mouth, there's no reason for them to be testifying. Their facts are going to be irrelevant until she opens the door to basically until she opens the door. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Their testimony is going to be irrelevant until she opens the door to enter this evidence, which would be character evidence or impeachment evidence of her saying, I would never do that. Impeachment, right? You did it already in my court case and it's been founded, right? So that, I just wanted to point that out as far as those witnesses go. Okay. It's not showing me, Kimmy, the starred chat. So I don't really know what to do about that. Let me see. Yeah, it's only showing my own starred chats. So I'm probably going to have a tough time trying to sort through these because for whatever reason, it's not showing me whatever chats you are starring. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, that works. That works, Kimmy. Okay, sorry, y'all. I got a little distracted when I was talking about that. Okay, let me go ahead and finish up. I don't think there's really much here. They just object to petitioner's witnesses, and then they go ahead and list out all of the evidence that they're going to admit. We don't have time to go through all the evidence to see, okay, is that likely to be admitted? Is it not likely to be admitted? And then they also object to her exhibit. So that is the end of what's his name? Clayton's pretrial statement. We're going to jump into Laura's. Hers is a lot shorter, so we're probably going to speed through that. But before we do jump into hers, I do want to get into the comments on this one. And shout out to the BriHive. I just saw 100 viewers live. Like, that is insane. That is insane. Shout out to the BriHive. This must be a good topic. Y'all like this topic, huh? But welcome to any and all new viewers of the channel. Welcome to the BriHive. If you don't know who I am an attorney that talks mess on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. We cover cases, usually celebrity lawsuits, trademark lawsuits, really whatever we feel like covering. And this one is a juicy Bachelor lawsuit where a Bachelor contestant is being sued by his former alleged one-night stand for being the baby father. He's the baby father, and now he's clapping back and being like, please find that she lied so that she can be taken to jail. Like, this is criminal. And in the future, I'm going to have to look up if it's illegal to steal semen, or after he gives the semen to you, can you then do whatever you want with it? Those are the questions that I have that I never thought about. I've never thought about, even when it came up with Drake, right? I'm like, okay, I don't know. I've never thought about it, but let me know what y'all think in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and play our Bossy the Bee so we can jump into what the chat has to say. Okie dokie pokey. Let me see where we are with our like goal. Y'all, we are at 94 likes. I was going to set our like goal for 65, and I was like, oh, that's too much. But no, shout out to the BriHive because we are at 94 likes. Shout out to y'all. Man, let's go, BriHive. This is a good night. Okay, Kimmy, I am ready for the chats to pop up on screen. Okay, so we got AZ Techie says it was literally a motion to compel his attorney to have lunch with her attorney. No. You're kidding. Hey, Belle says she also filed a motion to communicate. She tried to force Clayton to talk to her. Yes, I did see that one. Please talk to me about our baby and all the appointments I'm not actually going to. Cat Lady Ballerina says, wait, have you heard of the dating contract? I heard of it. I have not seen it, and I don't know exactly what it says. She talks about it in her pretrial statement as well. Cat Lady Ballerina says she sent him a dating contract to sign. Like, you have to date me or else. Sir Crazy says, please keep this going. I love your perspective. Thank you very much. Sir Crazy says, you are so cool. Well, thank you. I like to think so. Hey, Bill says, I am so happy you are covering this. Please continue covering. Thank you. I appreciate it, y'all. It's a shout out to Kimmy because she's the one that told me about this case, okay? I probably would have never heard of it because I don't really watch The Bachelor anymore, so I don't really keep up with their drama. Okay, Cat Lady Ballerina says, if you like crazy Fallons, there's plenty here to read. I believe you. I believe you. Brooke Ward says, yes, Laura watches and threatens everyone. Oh, gosh. Hope you don't get any threats from her. Her new crazy attorney or a fake person she impersonates. I hope not. I hope not. We've covered some crazy cases on this channel and no one has come at me crazy. So Laura, don't be the first one, please. Island says you really need to watch the clip where she adjusts her baby bump over the booze hearing. No, this cannot be real. I'm going to have to find that after the live stream. Brooke Ward says, and she said boy and girl, she knew the sex of the twins without one doctor appointment. Ridiculous. Like, I just have a feeling I'm having twins and it's a boy and a girl. And actually, you need to look at the profile of our son. Like, what is this? Okay. Talent in the oral arena. Oh my, yeah. No one's assessing her talents, right? Jim Magetta, I hope I'm saying that right, saying, yay, someone else covering it. Thank you, no problem. Island says she told Clayton she was pregnant 12 days after their yes, that too, right? She said twins around 7 weeks. Okay, that part is crazy. I don't know how soon you can see whether there's one sac or two sacs, right? But to then she said the incident happened on May 20th. She took a pregnancy test, I believe, on June 1st. Like, the freaking gestational period. I guess it wouldn't be a gestational period, but you know, the like time frame from ovulation to what is the next step? But whatever, when you find out you missed your period, first day of your period, it wasn't even enough time. It wasn't, in my opinion, of what your cycle is. I guess everyone's cycle is different, but usually that would not be enough time. Just Me MD says she has entirely too much time on hand. Too much time. Absolutely too much time. I agree. Sarah Helville says she thinks she can torture or blackmail one into loving her, or at least emotionally terrorize him enough to keep him docile. But why would you want that kind of love? Like, I know some people said that she has some mental things going on, but you got to get some help if that's the case. Rachel Mills says, question, without proven paternity, if you are married and have a kid, does the man automatically get charged as a father? Yes, at least in California. If you get pregnant while married, even if you know your husband is not the baby daddy, he is the legal father of the child until another man comes forward and say, no, I would like to be the dad. And even then, the court can find, well, you have two dads now. You have a legal father and you have a biological father. So yes, if you are married and you get pregnant and you choose a different baby daddy than your husband is still the father, and you have to get him away from being the father if you don't want him to be. At least in California. I don't know about other states. Cat Lady Ballerina says, oh, you got friends. You invited an entire cult into your stream, I see. But I love it. I love it. Welcome all. Nichols Hall says, we might end up pregnant if we don't turn it down. If we keep talking about it, right? Bruce from Oregon says, there are no short streams with relentless Clayton. Yeah. I guess not. Stir Crazy says, a year is not enough time to cover this case. It's been a year since it's been going on. Isla says, oh girl, it's sweet you thought this was a case you could quickly summarize. No, it's not working. And the thing about it, y'all, is I read this case before I came on live stream, but on live stream, it became more shocking. Like, it's crazy. Isla says, it's very unlikely sperm would survive from mouth to uterus. Sperms are sensitive little guys. Thank you. That is good information. But I still wonder, is it stilling if you do that? Foxtel Acre says, sperm use consent. Oh my. Yes, exactly. Jim Gitta says, can we call you Boss Bree for short? Yes, absolutely. We can add it to the list. Zaddy Greg, Tilted Lawyer, and I'm not sure we have one for Corey Keith, but he has proven to us not all heroes wear capes. So that's lovely. Yeah, you can definitely call me that, I guess. Bruce from Oregon says, this case has kidnapped my sanity. It has. Like, I don't know how I'm asleep after this. Bruce says, maybe she mistook the temperature in Arizona for HCG. It is hot as heck in California too. Like, it's probably 102. Island says, look, if you have to get a restraining order after every single guy you date, it's time to reevaluate your relationship criteria. And also, if they got to get a restraining order against you, because how are you trying to baby trap people with lawsuits? Like, it's one thing to tell somebody, oh, I'm pregnant with your baby, but it's another thing to then sue them to communicate with you about your unborn baby that you never went into the hospital for. That is insane. It's insane. Cat Lady Ballerina says, look, if you get pregnant with twins, every relationship that never end up being born, there's a lot of things to reevaluate. I agree, absolutely. Just me MD says, I agree with what point is she held accountable for fraud? If no one stands up for her foolishness, it will never stop. And I think this is the case to do it. Just me MD says, allegedly, in my opinion, absolutely. Coach Karen says, this gal is so off her rocker. She would claim pregnancy by a female correctional officer next. She's on the wrong meds, just saying. I don't know if she really has something mentally going on there, but yeah, everyone gets you pregnant. Okay, everyone, and with twins, like you said. Bruce from Oregon says, no ultrasounds proof of pregnancy from a provider, no DNA proof of paternity, game over. And she was sent to do those things, right? Small says, is she bold or delusional for actually running through the courts despite the evidence or lack thereof to the contrary? She both bold and delusional, boldly delusional, delusionally bold, all of the above. Like, absolutely wild. Chris Winkley says, just some minor perjury, just a little bit, just a little sprinkle there, right? Jason Swabby says, Mira, it's not gonna work. Thank you. Mirachini. I don't like it. I don't know what I'm calling him, but it's not that. Sir Crazy says Gil SP. That's Gil SP. I don't like it. Just let me struggle through it, y'all. I'm like a lawyer that can't read. Okay, it happens. Avid reader Red XX says the dates are off because she's calculating conception by when they hooked up, not when her last period was. Yes, I agree with that. But also, she's saying July for a miscarriage. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, but July for a miscarriage and then October for a miscarriage. That's far off, right? The dehydrated slime, love that, saying, I'm super late, but glad to see another person covering this. I'm telling y'all, shout out to Kimmy, because I did not even know this case was going on. Hey Bell says, Laura admitted in her deposition to using Adobe to alter. Yes, and then she admitted to altering her HCG levels too. Like, absolutely wild. Dragon says Laura needs to go to jail. That is where Clayton is trying to push her. The dehydrated slime says if she had a miscarriage past 20 weeks, a fetal death certificate would be required. That's why she changed the dates. Makes sense. Even I know someone said about the stillborn, but you're also saying with a miscarriage too. Tanya D says, thanks everyone for hitting the like button. Bossy B appreciates you. Yes, of course we do. Avid Reader Red says she knew mid-October her alleged pregnancy wasn't viable, but she still tested positive on a pregnancy test. So she thought it wouldn't matter if she testified she was 100% 24 weeks pregnant. Her bad, because that's just going to look like perjury to her. On her. Megan Hudson says, y'all need to watch the videos of her Zoom court with the moon bump. She stood up. I have to see this video. She stood up the whole time, paced around, sipped a monster, pointed her camera at the moon bump, and then kept adjusting. You have got to be kidding me. There's no way. There is no way. Hey Belle says he posted a blog she wrote where she is saying that this is driving her to do the final act. Instead of getting her help, her lawyer posted it on his blog. Why is the lawyer like that? Has to be grounds to get disbarred. Sir Crazy says someone in the medical field said turkey basting wouldn't work. The sperm dies in the mouth. Not sure if that's true or not. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up though. I'm gonna look it up. Just Me MD says outside the body, sperm can survive up to 15 to 30 minutes if in a suitable environment. If on a dry surface like a table or clothes, it will die as soon as it dries up. Curiosity was getting to me. Oh, thank you for looking it up. Just MD. Kitari says, try to ask sister about I don't know why I can't say this word, but obstetrics. I know it's I can't say it when it's different versions of the word, okay? And when she tried to ask sister, and when is it that you know it's a pregnancy, and when you know / determine the amount of babies got a manual thrown at my head instead. Yeah. You don't have to type it all out. You do not have to type it. Avid Reader Red says she couldn't know it was twins without an ultrasound, which she hasn't produced, an undoctored one. The claim of twins limited paternity testing. Almost no places test paternity for twins in utero. Yeah. So I'm like, where is she coming up with all this? Dragon says, glad to see POC, person of color attorney, is covering this because I believe Laura is racist AF. Oh, that's a whole nother level. The Dehydrated Slime says it might not matter, but her attorney has already filed a motion to exclude them as witnesses, and the judge denied it. And the thing is, the judge can deny it, but they can, when Clayton calls them after trial, they can object, and the court can say, okay, well, there's going to be the relevant testimony. The judge should not let this testimony in unless she opens the door. And I don't know under what basis the judge can let this in without her opening the door for it. I don't know if she's just saying the filing opens the door for it in general, but generally their testimony will be irrelevant character propensity, just like they put, just like Laura puts in hers, which we'll cover in a little bit. It has nothing to do with the actual incident between Clayton and her. So technically it's irrelevant, and they're not experts or anything like that. So if she opens the door for it, they can be called as like rebuttal witnesses. Avid Reader Red says, in her deposition, she said something like the fake sonogram was the only fake document. That was the only thing I faked. I only faked it a little bit. Nicholas Hall says joint custody of the semen. Absolutely. That is exactly what happened. It was first in custody in his body, then in custody in her mouth, and then potentially in custody in her VJ. Okay. Sir Crazy says someone needs to send her a copy of the dating contract. I have to see this dating contract. We have to look at it. Small says sperm has survived like hot sauce for Drake. Bruce from Oregon says, thanks for streaming the case. No problem. Happy to have you all here. Jason Swabby says, date me and I'll give you control over the outcome of the pregnancy. Yeah, like crazy. Either you date me, I will either eliminate the child or eliminate myself, or you date me. Which one do you choose? All of those are horrible options. Like every single one of those are horrible. Justice for Clayton, love the name, says, hit the like button. Glad to see some new coverage. Thank you very much. Justice for Clayton says, welcome to JFC. JFC is justice for all the victims of Lauren Owens. Yes, I'm glad this case was brought to my attention because it is a crazy one. And I think it's a really important one, to tell you the truth. Andrea Ellerby says, oh gosh, you have no idea how much evidence there is. I think that goes to trial. I don't think this fails on summary or proceeds on summary judgment. One, because Clayton has to move for summary judgment. And two, I think he wants it to go forward. I do think he wants it to go forward because he needs this finding that she lied on him. Like, I forget who said it, but someone has to bring this forward or she's going to keep doing it. Or if there's really something wrong with her, even after she's brought forward, she might continue to do it. Dragon says this channel is fire. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Andrea Ellerby says, anybody else get anxiety trying to just explain this case simply? You can't explain this simply. Like, you cannot. They put it into a great summary and it's still wild. Nicholas Hall says 100 likes, y'all. Oh, shout out to the BriHive. Are we at 100 likes? Yes, we're at 108 likes. Woo-hoo. Yes, Tanya D, we are there. Shout out to us. Thank you. Ms. Fonte says the bottom line is she filed her initial papers for paternity with the court for 2 unborn children, no ultrasound, no proof, no way to know that. Her whole case was filed in bad faith. Agreed. You are spot on. Sarah Hellville says that's the only kind of love she can get, especially when she acts like this. Diabolical. No, that's not love. If you gotta force someone to love you, that is not love. Sarah Hellville says, but kind of idiotically diabolical. Really diabolical people don't get caught out because they think ahead. Not her. No, not her. She thinks after things happen. Dragon says she sets herself up for failure because no way in hell she has a chance with any of these guys. And like, how She got at him. She slid into his DMs on LinkedIn. Is wild. Renjuri says, "Are you watching the June 10th hearing?" Probably not. I will probably be in court. Am I in court? What is that? Monday? Is that Monday? Maybe I'll have to watch it on the replay. I can't watch it online. I mean, like live streaming. Yeah, okay, that is Monday. I can't watch it live streaming, but maybe recaps. Maybe recaps. Kentari says, sister says you get the urine and blood work test to determine first if you're pregnant. You only get to the ultrasound / sonogram afterwards. Yes, and she apparently did the test. She just never went for the sonogram, allegedly. Dragon says, no OBGYN doctor will accept a patient without an appointment confirming pregnancy. Right, and you have to do the sonogram to confirm pregnancy. HCG in itself does not confirm pregnancy. Sir Crazy says, Google, no, whether you are on the giving or receiving end, you cannot get pregnant from oral sex or from kissing. Yeah. She apparently either seems to think so, or like I said, spit it out and popped it back in. That's horrible. That was a horrible way to say that. Drake says, I wish Laura was legitimately cooler. She's so boring. I'm sorry. Sir Crazy says, Google, while sperm can survive, thank you. Thank you for citing Google. While sperm can survive 3 to 5 days in your reproductive tract, they cannot live in your digestive tract. You cannot get pregnant from swallowing semen. Part of me feels like that's what she did. That's what I think, and that's my opinion and my assumptions of what happened. Mama of 3 says, I actually think the judge is about kooky as her because she isn't questioning her crazy stories, in my opinion. It's not up to the judge to question the crazy stories. It's up to the judge to view the facts in light of the most favorable to the plaintiff. So she is giving her the favorability of the plaintiff. The plaintiff just does not want the favor anymore. Jason Swaby says she asked the judge if she can show Clayton her belly to prove she's pregnant. Judge says no. Classic. Are these hearings online? Like, I have to watch these. Sarah Hellville says she is not a real self-harmer. She just threatens to get. I kind of guessed that from the constant doing it, right? Or the constant threat. I didn't read that one, but okay. Coach Karen says, I can see her using pregnant mare next for a pregnancy test. For next victim, don't stand near her and definitely don't even shake her hand. You were breathing on me, so I'm pregnant now. Okay. Sarah Hellville says she is not a real self-harmer. She threatens it to get undeserved sympathy or to manipulate people in any way she can to get what she wants from them, especially if they don't blindly believe her. Yeah, I see that from this. Okay. Jason Swaby says, oh yeah, she's racist. I don't even want to go looking into down that rabbit hole. Sarah Hellville says she's impersonating Black people to run with a narrative to manipulate people. What? This gets worse. Like, why is it so bad? This is bad. I do have to get through her actual statement. So hers is shorter. It repeats some of the same facts. So we'll do that. And yeah, we are freaking 2 hours in almost. Megan Hudson says her attorney asked for judicial notice of the entire really? Oh, because the restraining order, huh? Megan Hudson says she did open the door. Okay. I don't know. But pretrial opening the door, I don't know. I'm not familiar with how she opened the door. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a good. I didn't think of motive, intent, planning, and all of that. That's a good point too. That is a good point because this is, I mean, it's her MO, right? So I think that is a good way to get it in, actually. Okay. Okay, Kimmy, I'm gonna jump into the other document real quick, and then we'll come back to that. So let's have Bossy B reintroduce herself. All right, y'all. So we have Laura's pre-trial statement letting us know what she thinks about the facts of the case. So let's go ahead and see Laura's rendition of the facts and see if we get a little bit of sympathy for her. Because I'll be honest with y'all, I did start to get a little bit of sympathy for her as I read through this. But when I came back and reread his and then heard what the chat had to say, The sympathy is diminishing, okay? It is diminishing, okay? Okay, so a brief description of the nature of the action. This case began as a paternity establishment action. Laura claimed she had sexual intercourse with Clayton on May 20th, 2023. Prior to filing this action, Laura claimed she tested positive for pregnancy on 5 separate occasions. May 31st, so 11 days later, she's taking a pregnancy test. How did you even have time to miss your period? How? June 1st, back to back. June 19th, July 25th, and August 1st. Why did you take so many pregnancy tests so spread out? I don't know. That's strange. After efforts to resolve the matter failed, Laura filed this case on August 1st, 2023. At that time, Laura was not represented by counsel, and neither was Clayton. On October 16, 2023, something came to my mind. The fact that she filed without an attorney makes me think, and this is just my opinion, makes me think that she filed this to get publicity, and then it got way bigger than she ever expected it to be. Because, I mean, he's on The Bachelor, but does that necessarily make him a celebrity? Probably not. She probably thought she would get like a little bit of clout from it and then, go about her life. But it kind of snowballed into something crazy. And I think that's how we got to the miscarriage story. And this is just my opinion. I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating, right? Okay. On October 16, 2023, Laura had a lab blood test which showed an HGC level of 102. 102 in October. It's too low. It's too low. Okay. Although this test confirmed she was still pregnant, and that's where she gets the story of miscarriage. But again, that high of level, 3 months after miscarriage? That's strange, okay? I'm not a scientist, but I would assume that's too high after miscarriage, right? Although this test confirmed she was still pregnant, the HCG level on October 16, 2023 was far lower than what would have been expected for a viable pregnancy. This indicated Laura was still pregnant on that due date. I don't think so. Maybe if it was just like a pee stick test, you could say, oh, it was still viable. But to have the actual HCG numbers, no, I'm not there, what she says. But the pregnancy was virtually certain to end without a healthy child and children being born. Right. So, I mean, that would indicate that I don't know, but no. She would have had to already miscarried at that point, and it would have had to be not 3 months ago, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me. Unsure of how to proceed, 2 days later on October 18, 2023, Laura filed a form requesting mediation, a request Clayton did not oppose or even respond to. Laura will explain the intent of that filing was to give her an opportunity to inform Clayton that it appeared that the pregnancy was non-viable and that Laura wanted to dismiss the petition once the pregnancy loss was confirmed. Despite no objection from Clayton, the court denied Laura's mediation request as premature a month later on November 19, 2023. In the interim, on November 14, 2023, Laura was seen by an OBGYN facility called Mom Doc, where it was confirmed that she was no longer pregnant. Online? Sorry, y'all, for yelling. Mom Doc is online, right? How could they confirm that she's no longer pregnant if she didn't go in person? After learning she was no longer pregnant, Laura filed no further pleadings in this matter and took no action to keep the case active. Because she is not an attorney and was not represented by counsel, Laura was not familiar with the process of seeking voluntary dismissal. She assumed if no further action was taken, the case would simply be dismissed for inactivity, as confirmed by the administrative dismissal notice dated on December 4th, 2023. Clayton's counsel first appeared in the case on December 12, 2023, and immediately began filing various motions and pleadings without making any effort to meet and confer with Laura as required by Rule 9C. This caused Laura to retain her own counsel, who immediately appeared in the case and moved to voluntarily dismiss the action with prejudice. So dismiss it with prejudice, meaning that she can't then bring it back later. And they filed that on December 28, they filed it on December 28, 2028. Typo. I'm assuming 2023 is what they meant. Because Laura was no longer pregnant, she asserted her petition was moot. This remains Laura's position today. Aside from the moot establishment petition, Clayton presents at least two or three arguably live issues for resolution. First, Clayton claims he is entitled to a judgment of non-paternity, which Laura interprets to mean a judgment affirmatively finding Clayton was not the biological father of any children Laura may have miscarried, as opposed to, because the twins had two different fathers, right? Okay. As opposed to a judgment declaring that establishment petition moot and or that the circumstances render any paternity issues inconclusive and thus impossible to determine. Nothing in Title 25, Chapter 6 permits the relief Clayton seeks. Rather, when an establishment petition is filed, the court may either find paternity is established by applying one or more of the presumptions, or the court may find that paternity is not established either because there is no evidence to support any presumption under the statute, or because the presumption was rebutted by clear and convincing evidence. Again, because Laura is no longer pregnant, her position is that the establishment petition is moot and there are no paternity establishment determinations for the court to make. But you just kind of contradicted yourself. You said that you can establish the paternity if he has clear and convincing evidence. He's going to probably go, she is going to go on to argue that there is no clear and convincing evidence. But I think he does have clear and convincing evidence. And I don't think this goes away with summary judgment. I think they go to trial on this. I hope they go to trial on it. Okay. Nevertheless, as the party asking for judgment of non-paternity in an otherwise moot case, assuming the court does not merely dismiss this release as legally unavailable, Laura's position is that Clayton bears the burden of proving by admissible evidence he is biologically excluded as the father of any children Laura was or may have been pregnant with. The party opposing the establishment of the alleged father paternity shall establish by clear and convincing evidence that the alleged father is not the father of the child. To date, Clayton has produced no evidence disproving paternity beyond his own conflicting statements about whether he believes pregnancy was even possible. Second, Clayton asked the court to find Laura was never pregnant. Again, nothing in Title 5, Chapter 6 permits the court to grant such relief. However, if it did, as the proponent of this claim, Clayton must offer admissible evidence to prove his allegations. Again, to date, Clayton has offered nothing but pure speculation and a conjecture to support the theory. Or we can call it circumstantial evidence. Yeah, we can call it that. Okay. And you never turned over your phone for them to even search your phone to see if you doctored anything. So yeah, circumstantial evidence for sure. Laura contends that Clayton is actually seeking a tantamount to a civil defamation claim. Oh, are you admitting that you defamed him? Maybe, maybe not. Over which this court lacks subject matter jurisdiction, but it can also establish the basis if the court does make findings in this case, then that can give him a basis for defamation. I mean, to say he fathered a child, I don't know if that's defamatory, but it could be, right? For that reason, Laura's position is this court cannot grant this specific release as a matter of law, even if Clayton had compelling facts and evidence to support it, because he probably does, but they say which he does not. Third, in this amended response to Laura's petition on January 26, 24, Clayton requests sanctions under Rule 26 and fees under the statute. As explained in other briefing, Clayton cannot receive sanctions under Rule 26 because he has failed to follow the strict requirement of the rule, and there is no pending Rule 26 motion. Furthermore, Clayton cannot recover fees under the statute because Laura has not engaged in any unreasonable litigation conduct in the case. Yeah, telling the court that you're 6 months pregnant when you knew that you miscarried, yeah. I think that's unreasonable litigation conduct. Also, threatening people from coming to the lawsuit. Let the court order that they're not allowed to come to the case, okay? You don't get to threaten people of being arrested. That's none of your business. If he's arrested, he's arrested. But you don't get to threaten them and try to stop them from coming to the case. You're evidence tampering at that point, okay? To the extent Clayton incurred any fees after December 12, 2023, those fees were not caused by any unreasonable litigation conduct on Laura's part. On the contrary, if Clayton's counsel had, sorry, y'all, I lost my train. On the contrary, if Clayton counsel had simply met and conferred with Laura as required by Rule 9, counsel would have learned Laura was no longer pregnant and there were no remaining paternity issues to litigate. The thing is, okay. She was asking for mediation. She does not need mediation to contact his attorney and say, hey, I'm actually not pregnant anymore. I'm going to be filing a motion to dismiss. Do you agree to dismiss the case? That's not that that hard. You don't need mediation to do that, okay? She did not have to wait until January to say this. She could have filed a motion on her own when she figured it out. So that is not an excuse. And she's making me mad now. That is not an excuse at all. That's saying the counsel would have learned if he would have met with me. No, you could have filed a motion saying you're no longer pregnant. At that time, there was no need for Clayton to incur any fees at all. The case would have been automatically dismissed without any further action. Clayton's decision to continue spending months litigating moot paternity issues in what amounts to a civil defamation case filed in a court that lacks he didn't file the lawsuit. You filed the lawsuit, ma'am. The court lacks subject matter jurisdiction over the claim is unreasonable litigation conduct on his part, not Laura's. Accordingly, the delusion is still there. Accordingly, Laura is entitled to an award of fees and costs pursuant to the statute. Finally, there is one separate issue remaining, Clayton's request for relief from the order of protection based on fraud. That issue has been fully briefed and Laura's position has already been explained. There was no fraud in the case. Ma'am, you admitted to faking a sonogram. That's fraud. That is fraud. There was no fraud in this case and there is no basis to grant relief. Ma'am, you say you were pregnant with twins and you never had a sonogram. Ma'am, there's no fraud? Like none at all? Are we all reading the same? Is she in the same case that we're in? No fraud? None? Fake sonograms testifying to being pregnant when you knew you weren't pregnant anymore? Telling the court you're having twins and then a boy and then a girl? No fraud? What was your basis for believing that you had twins? Like, what was your basis? Oh, conveniently miscarrying after he files a little objection to adopting the children out? Okay. Are we assuming that we would have got forged documents for that too? Would we have gotten forged documents if she would have made it to term and adopted the children out? I think that, what's his name? Clayton made a good choice by going ahead and filing that punitive father, basically objecting for her to be able to adopt the kids out, because I feel like that would have came. Her only option left was the miscarriage at that point. That was her only options left. And these are my opinions, y'all. These are my opinions. Okay. So, again, no fraud on her part, if we believe that, right? Anyway, she's going to have Lauren Owens testify and Clayton testify. There is no birth date of the child. There are no stipulations of the parties. Statement of uncontested facts. They don't agree on anything. And then in her note, it says, Laura offered to stipulate to certain facts. Clayton refused to stipulate to any facts. I wouldn't agree with anything with you either, lady. You crazy. Then she goes ahead and give a detailed and concise statement of contested issues of fact and law. So let's see what she says is the issues that they are contesting right now. So was Laura, and y'all can answer these in the chat if you want. Okay, so these are her questions. Was Laura pregnant at the time she filed this case on August 1st, 2023? No, because you never got a sonogram, girl. Okay, next. Did Laura have any good faith basis to believe on August 1st, 2023 that she was pregnant, even if she was not? The fact that you put even if she was not lets me know that you think that she was not pregnant. Anyways, I'm going to say no, because you never confirmed your pregnancy. You never confirmed your pregnancy. You just had a positive HCG test, which is not the only thing that you need to establish in order to confirm a pregnancy. Okay. Did Laura have any good faith basis to believe on August 1st, 2023 that Clayton was the father? No, he spermed in your mouth. Okay. In your mouth, not your vajayjay. If you're going to tell us how the sperm got to your vajayjay from your mouth, please do. Okay. Did Laura continue to litigate this action after August 1st, 2023, knowing that she was not in fact pregnant? Yes, absolutely she did. Okay. Why are you asking these questions? You're going to set your client up for failure here. What caused Laura to test positive for pregnancy 5 times before this action was filed if it was not caused by her being pregnant? I read a, footnote that said that actually epilepsy medicine can make you test positive for HCG. She had epilepsy and also told the court that she was a high risk pregnancy because of her epilepsy. So if we can get enough evidence, we could possibly testify and have evidence to show that her epilepsy medication is showing that she's pregnant. Perhaps maybe give her an HCG test right now and see if she's still showing positive. Maybe. And the thing is, if she knows that her medication gives her higher HCG levels, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought, but that supports why she even allegedly tells these fathers that they're the fathers when they're not, because she knows that she's going to be able to get a positive pregnancy test. And that's basically what Clayton is trying to put out there. If she's on epilepsy medicine that gives her HCG positive test, that gives her the support to claim that she's pregnant with multiple different men. And I think that also, I think that is supportive of having those other people testify as well. She knows that this medication makes her test positive for pregnancy. If any of them can testify to that, I think that's helpful. Okay, here we go. What caused Laura to have HCG in her blood on October 16, 2023? If it was not caused by her being pregnant, you said you miscarried in July, though. Okay. Was the motion for voluntary dismissal filed by Laura on December 28, 2023 brought within a reasonable amount of time after Laura tested negative for pregnancy, thus precluding sanctions under the code section? When did she test and found that it was negative? Okay. If it was 2 months after October and these facts can get very, very messy for her. Very, very messy for her quickly. If Clayton can get the right doctors to testify, these facts get very messy for her quickly. Has Clayton presented clear and convincing evidence to show that he was not the biological father of any unborn child Laura was pregnant with? Okay, then there's contested issues of law. Assuming arguendo that Laura violated Rule 26 by bringing or continuing to pursue this action without factual basis, was she nonetheless entitled to the benefit of safe harbor provision, even though notice of her right to withdraw or appropriately correct the alleged violations were never given? And we have covered safe harbor notices on this channel before. Safe harbor notice is basically like, hey, you are doing something wrong. We covered it with Tyrone Blackburn. Hey, you are doing something wrong. If you do not withdraw this motion, we are going to ask that you pay your attorney's fees. You have this many days to withdraw this motion. They're basically saying that was never given to her. If that is a part of the statute, it's potential that he will not get his attorney's fees and costs that he paid back. So that's a good contested issue of law. So if it's a safe harbor, you have to do the safe harbor. Does Clayton admitted failure to comply with the safe harbor requirement of Rule 26 preclude any award of fees/sanctions under other authorities such as sua sponte award under Rule 26 or the court's own authority? Does the fact Laura filed a motion for voluntary dismissal with prejudice on December 28, 2023 preclude any award for fees, costs, sanctions incurred by Clayton after that date? She does not want to pay him. Okay, that's all of her questions for law. And then does the fact that Clayton failed to meet and confer with Laura as required by Rule 9C prior to seeking leave to amend his response to Laura's establishment petition preclude any award of fees, cost, sanctions to Clayton to the extent that those fees, cost, sanctions were incurred after December 12, 2023? Does this court have subject matter jurisdiction to adjudicate civil causes of action such as defamation and or abuse of process, or must those claims be litigated separately to preserve each right to a jury trial? Girl, this is not a defamation lawsuit. This is not a defamation lawsuit. Is Laura entitled as a matter of due process to fair notice of the basis upon which sanctions are sought before sanctions may be awarded? Is Laura entitled to any award of fees pursuant to the statute or other similar authority based on Clayton's unreasonable litigation conduct? I don't know. I think those are good questions. They're all about money. She doesn't want to have to pay him money. She does not want to have to pay him money for this lawsuit, okay? Okay, then she has positions on each of the contested issues, has been previously explained, and then she goes ahead and summarizes that first, Clayton and Laura engaged in sexual activity on May 20th. Clayton written admission, on May 20th, which was by Clayton's own written admission. Sufficient to cause pregnancy, petitioner's trial exhibit A2, regardless of whether sexual intercourse occurred. No. Okay, I will have to see the evidence. They're saying that he admitted that the sex acts could have caused pregnancy, saying that he admitted to that. But him admitting to it, he's not a freaking scientist. He's not a freaking doctor. He said, man, I touched your hand. You're pregnant now. He cannot know what causes pregnancy. So him saying, you're asking him to make a legal conclusion. But anyways, they're saying there's evidence to support that. Based on this admission, it's not necessary for the court to determine whether sexual intercourse did or did not occur. That point is ultimately irrelevant and immaterial. No, it's not. No, it's not. Who is this lawyer? Second, Laura had good faith basis to file the action on August 1st, 2023, because she believed that she was pregnant and she believed Clayton was the father. Among reasons, Laura's belief were based on the following: sexual contact on May 20th. Laura had no other sexual partners near the time of conception. She's had 6 positive pregnancy tests, including blood tests and at-home tests, and some tests taken in front of Clayton. Clayton has alleged all of the above tests, including the one he purchased, are either fake or somehow unreliable, but he has offered zero admissible evidence beyond pure speculation to support that claim. Laura's normal monthly period stopped May 23rd and did not resume until November 2023. That is easy to say. Well, he doesn't know when she's having her period. The court would never know that. We would have to believe her. And her credibility is shot, okay? It's shot. She has no credibility. Laura passed tissue on July 23rd. Okay, so they're going with the July 23rd date, which may have been a partial or even a complete miscarriage, although she continued to test positive for pregnancy for months after that date. Okay, I don't believe her. I just don't. I really just don't believe her. Laura gained weight between May 20th, 2023 and November 2023, and then lost approximately 40 pounds after November 2023. Okay. Laura experienced significant swelling in her abdomen area as documented by photos and videos Laura took at the time. Doesn't include the court videos of her showing the belly. Laura felt pregnant. She felt pregnant between May and November 2023, experienced extreme morning sickness, fatigue, frequent urination, and tender breasts. Third, an expert OBGYN with decades of experience, Dr. Michael Medchill. Did he change his last name to that? Medchill? Like, that's kind of cool as a doctor's last name. Has reviewed Laura's medical records, and based on that review, he has concluded she was in fact pregnant with a level of certainty of 99%. How did he conclude that she was pregnant? Based on her sonograms? No. Clayton experts do not dispute or even respond to any part of Dr. Medchill's opinion. And just to let y'all know, they're objecting to his opinions because he basically made opinions based on nothingness. So there's that. Fourth, aware that Clayton has claimed Laura's pregnancy was fake, Dr. Medchill has revealed Laura's medication as documented in her medical records and has concluded that none of these medications would produce false pregnancy tests. Again, Clayton experts do not challenge or even address this conclusion. They can address it in trial. Fifth, Laura's conduct during the litigation is entirely consistent with a person who believed they were pregnant. In fact, that they were pregnant, among other things, in mid-August 2023, just 2 weeks after this action was filed. Laura paid $725 to a company called Ravgen for DNA testing to be performed on her and Clayton. My thing with that date, though, is this was before lawyers were involved, and she probably thought, I'm just getting my publicity. And that's my opinion about it. I don't know if that was really her motive, but it sounds like that may have been what it was when there was no attorneys involved. Because if there was attorneys involved, they would have advised her to go get a sonogram. And then if she would have went and got the sonogram in August, the case would have never been filed. How do you file this action when not? Okay. I'm not going to get mad. This is just a live stream, y'all. It's just a live stream, okay? Let's see here. Where is that at? Okay, assuming Laura knew she was not pregnant in mid-August 2023, she would have known that Ravgen test was 100% guaranteed to prove that she was not pregnant. It said that there was no fetal DNA. It was also notable that Clayton initially promised to participate in the Ravgen test, but, excuse me, y'all, but then failed to do so until weeks later. Had Clayton appeared for the test earlier before Laura miscarried? Wait a minute. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. I want y'all to hear this inconsistency. Did y'all catch that inconsistency? I can't even talk anymore. Did y'all catch that inconsistency? Still can't say it. Inconsistency. Inconsistency. Did y'all catch that? So she goes on to say, Laura passed tissue on July 23rd, 2023, which may have been. So she's not fully saying it was a full miscarriage, but for the purpose of this inconsistency, let's assume, as she should probably assume, the July date is the day that she miscarried. She goes on to say, if he would have participated in mid-August, that August is after July. Okay, how would that have helped? And then he goes on to say before she miscarried. But you're saying she potentially fully miscarried in July. So what would him have participated in this DNA test would have done to help her if she had already miscarried? You just saying his DNA is still floating around up in there? Come on now. Come on now. Okay, let me go on. Okay. Even if the Ravagen results were conclusively negative, which they were not, this case could have ended much sooner without a single penny of fees. If you never filed it, it would have never started, right? In light of these facts, no reasonable person would have agreed, indeed demanded, to perform the test. Is she reasonable? Ask yourself, for real, attorneys for this lady, is she reasonable? Please let me know. To perform this test with Ravagen, if they believe they were not pregnant at the time, the only plausible explanation for Laura's insistence on the Ravagen test is that she was in fact pregnant, or at the very least, she believed she was pregnant. Convenient, okay. To the extent Clayton disputes any of the above points, his position is based entirely on speculation, conjecture, and propensity evidence offered by two of Laura's ex-boyfriends, both of whom have restraining orders entered against them, and both of them whom are strongly motivated to lie. Rumors, speculation, and inadmissible innuendo cannot support the extreme relief Clayton seeks in this case. I'm not meaning to laugh at their restraining orders, but also, like, I don't condone violence, but I can see how they may have done something to her. If it's true, I can see why they may have done something to her that resulted in a restraining order. I can see why they might have had a bad reaction. I don't condone the violence, but I can see. Furthermore, even if the claims of Laura ex-boyfriends were both credible, yeah, because the court could potentially find them credible for sure. They could potentially find them credible. If it is credible and admissible, which they are not, any statements Laura may have made during a previous relationship have no bearing on the fact that she was pregnant in this case. Oh yeah, because she just doesn't lie about this all the time. There is more than sufficient independent medical evidence. No, there's not. There's more. They say there's more than sufficient independent medical evidence in this case to support a finding that Laura was pregnant. All other past credibility issues aside, that reality precludes the relief Clayton has spent the last 6 months demanding. Okay, so they're going to have witnesses as Laura, Clayton, Dr. Michael Mitchell, and Jan Black. Potential. I don't know who Jan Black is. I think that was the data expert, right? Let me see. And then they're saying that the Michael and Gregory should be inadmissible because they're not relevant. They didn't give timely disclosure, and they're calling it inadmissible character evidence. Like, she tends to lie, so she lied then, so she has to be lying now. There's some domestic violence restraining orders, and it's saying that Mr. Marachini cannot come and testify because he has a restraining order that does not have an exception for him testifying in legal proceedings. And then they go ahead and list all of her evidence, one of which is the belly video number 3, belly video number 2, and belly video number 1. Oh, I am going to be happy to see these videos. Like, I am ready for it. They want to exclude the 2,500 pages of text messages. Why do you have 2,500 pages of text messages talking about these things? They want to dismiss some evidence of audio from Greg. They want to dismiss the dating contract because that was part of a settlement negotiation. They don't want the court to see the dating contract, y'all. I gotta see the dating contract. Okay, and that's pretty much it there. What else? They wanted to dismiss some other stuff. They wanted to dismiss evidence of Laura and Greg's emails. Makes sense until it's relevant. The ones between Mike and Laura. Okay, so just dismiss the stuff about the ex-boyfriends and y'all, this is insane. This is insane. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I got a few minutes to go through comments and then I have to log off on this. I still need to go to the store, y'all. And I'm playing around. I'm surprised Alpha has not come to tell me that I'm taking too long. Or maybe he did, but I have no idea where my phone is. So let me check my Palm Pilot, y'all. To see if my husband is calling for me, and he is not. So we are still good for a couple more minutes to finish out the live stream and see what the chat has to say about this case. It's absolutely wild. So let's get Bossy B in here. All right, y'all. Shout out to the BriHive. Like, for real, shout out to y'all. We are at 134 likes. Can we get to 140? Can we get to 140? If you are here live and you have not hit the like button, please do. If we hit 140, we're gonna do our second like goal reach, y'all. That is 6 more likes. 6 more people hit the like button, and we're gonna do a little transition that's different than Bossy the Bee for those that have not seen it. All right, Kimmy, I am ready for the star chat. When you are ready. All right, we got Miss Fonte saying Laura moonlighted as a Black Howard University Laura moonlighted as a Black Howard University journalist student to try and cancel Clayton. She has some real issues for sure. That is insane. That's a stretch. Justice for Clayton. Clayton and the others are victims of Laura or Owens. I believe it. Justice for Mike. Justice for Greg. Justice for Clayton. And apparently there's a fourth victim as well. Renjuri says the terrible part is that he couldn't ghost her because she dragged him to court. Exactly. Moral of the story, don't let people that holler at you through LinkedIn hang out with you, okay? Maybe just keep it in the PMs on LinkedIn. Don't hang out with LinkedIn. The LinkedIn, don't link with, don't sneaky link with LinkedIn folks. That's what I'm getting from this, okay? Small says, date me so I can try to actually get pregnant, please. Yes. And there was something in Clayton's that said, oh, please have sex with me for the first time because, I haven't had sex in years. So that's something to gloat about. Hey, Belle says, it is currently in family court. How does it go to criminal? The DA has to pick it up. Kayla Loisa gifted 5 Boss Attorney Bree membership. Shout out to you. Thank you. Yay! Welcome to all the new members of the channel. Our membership, you get cool badges next to your name. You get cool emojis that I created myself. And we also have, for all the new people that are here, we do have members live streams that if you are a member of the channel, you get to join our members live stream on a monthly basis. Every month we'll have a members live stream where you get to come on live and chat with us about the cases that we're talking about and other things going on. So welcome to all the new members, and also welcome to all the new people watching live. Welcome to the BriHive. And y'all, we hit the like goal. We hit the like goal. I said get us to 140. We are at 144. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. We are going to go ahead and play our little like goal animation. I'm going to play the second one, so the boom is a little bit later in the animation. So if you are sensitive to noise, make sure you go ahead and turn down your volume because we do have a little loud explosion going on. So that was not the one. Here we go. Reached our like goal. Shout out to the BriHive. 2 like goal hits, y'all. 2 of them. Shout out to y'all. Okay, Kimmy, I'm ready for a couple more comments. Okay, Nancy in Abbotsford, California. Hello, welcome. Saying I am late to the party, but glad to see you cover the tonsil twin. Not the tonsil twin. Dragon says Jan Black is her mother. Why we need to hear from her mama? Why do we need to hear from her? Household twins. Nancy Island says there was a case where swallowing resulted in pregnancy. You'll have to ask legal vices about it. No way. I don't believe that. Sir Crazy says to me in her deposition, or was it her affidavit, she admitted to swallowing both. That was too much information. Too much information. Do we have the depositions we can watch? Mrs. Fonte says, the hearing will be streamed live on Monday by Lauren Nady on her YouTube channel. Okay, so make sure y'all check out Lauren. Ranjuri says she got a retired OBGYN witness that wasn't didn't have her as he didn't have her as a patient to diagnose her as possibly pregnant without doing any of the proper tests, right? It's ridiculous. Dragon says, imagine her doing this to someone you care about. I'm surprised she hadn't done this to a married man. Really? I mean, I just feel like anybody that gives her a chance, you're liable for it. But I see why he is pushing it forward, because if he doesn't, then who will, right? This is on a big enough publicity level to where something can be done about it. Nicholas Hall says her statement says, I thought I was pregnant and Clayton is a bad realtor. No. Dragon says she sure did go to the Sun with the story. She wanted the attention and it's backfiring for sure. Island says he was also a professional athlete. She threatened to go to the media and he called her bluff. Yeah. Oh, that was the fourth person. Miss Fonte says, ding, ding, ding. She filed it as a threat. I think so. I'm with you there. Sarah says, I forgot, also impersonated an Asian woman on Facebook to fabricate death threats to herself to try to get the case in deposition sealed. Then threatened Clayton with $1.4 million lawsuit for the property thing. Yeah, I did see that too. Amy Sheldon says she filed this and went to the press to shame Clayton. Then it all backfired on her when people picked apart the holes in her story. When you come to the internet, just be prepared. You have to have such tough skin on the internet. Just Me MD says counterclaim has to be coming. Emotional and financial damage. He can sue something in the civil courts for the defamation. Like she's claiming he's suing for defamation. My boy said nothing about defamation, but thanks for bringing it up, because that's another legal theory he could possibly sue under in the civil courts. Dragon says, laughing my A off. Remember when she stole the poem that she posted for her horse's Facebook obituary? She is a thief. That is insane. Dragon says, I think she has several pet or obituaries on Facebook. What weird way to seek attention, pet or obituaries. That is weird. And why are her animals keep dying? Why does her animals keep dying? So Crazy says she didn't think this would happen this time. She assumed that it would go away like the other 3 days. And I mean, that's what I said earlier in the stream. Like, is he a celebrity? Maybe like an influencer status, but it is enough publicity for it to backfire on you. Like, you gotta stick with the brads that's not on The Bachelor, okay? You gotta stick with the regular LinkedIn people. Don't go to the people that's on TV. El Sujima says, shout out to Justice for Clayton, has done so much for Clayton. Yes. Justice for Clayton said JFC is a group and team effort. All we want is justice for Clayton and the others. Yes, yes. IB0093 says, thanks for covering this case. We at JFC Reddit have been following since last fall. She hasn't provided any proof whatsoever and has done the same to multiple victims, 10 years of fraud. And so the crazy part in her pretrial statement is she goes, he hasn't offered any proof that he's not the father. Ma'am, how is he going to do that in the babies are in your body? Why did you even file this before they were even born? Come on now. Day Day says that's something Laura does. She puts the wrong date on things, possibly in an attempt to invalidate it. And yes. Just Me MD says, isn't this similar to the Trevor Bauer baseball player case where he was being extorted? She could be charged with fraud. I'm not familiar with that case off the top of my head. Megan Hudson says Clayton's attorney, Greg Woodnick. Oh, okay, that's who you guys were talking about, Woodnick. Previously represented Greg Gillespie. I hope I'm saying that right still. In his court battle with Laura. Did he win? Megan says he withdrew from the action when she contacted the judge ex parte to accuse Greg of kidnapping, drugging, and assaulting her. Yeah, that's insane. Megan says, so when Laura took this public, Greg and Clayton got in contact, and then Greg was recommended. Greg came out swinging because this is personal. I would too. Megan says, it's been the best thing for Clayton because Greg Wicknick knows her tricks. That is good for him. That's like a little mosquito. Hey Bell says, Dingus is obsessed with Rule 26. Dragon says, you don't get to threaten people. You do not get to threaten people. No. Miss Fonte says, it's defamation because she was contacting potential high dollar clients of his with her false claims and encouraging them not to work with him. Many of them. Yeah, I guess that interferes with the contract. Yeah. Arizona Techie says, read her article. She says far more than he fathered the child. It's 100% defamation. Okay. I'm just basing it on the actual paternity action, y'all. Fonte says, Gringus equals dingus. Okay. Got it. Island says, she's not admitted to faking the sonogram. She admitted to changing the info on it. Is that not faking it, though? I don't know what it looks like, so I'll have to look more into it. Like I said, y'all, this is my first time going through this case, so I'm not all the way as familiar with the evidence as some of you may be. Renjuri says she's not in the same reality as us, clearly. Like her client saying, any reasonable person would, or her attorney saying, any reasonable person would not agree to a pregnancy test if they knew they weren't pregnant. But the question is she reasonable? That is the question, okay? Dragon says she lives with her parents, no job. She has a lot of time, okay? Day says Laura took advantage of men involved in this case, not knowing about how pregnancy works. Like, how old is she? How do you not know how it works? Sarah Hellville, and then you tried it 4 other times. Like, you should be an expert at this point, allegedly. Sarah Hellville says lawsuit Darvo 101 by Dingus. Dragon says first night hangout 2 blowjobs. And the sperm too. Like, could you not have taken the sperm? Like, in your mouth? Like, you couldn't just, sorry, too much for the live stream. Too much. Like Upside Down says TMI. Too much. Yes, I agree. Kelly M says she lied. Tanya D says my favorite spicy brie. Yeah, I can't yell at the computer screen today. Hey Bell says hit the like button. Yes, of course. If you have not already, please do hit the like button. And like I said, welcome to all the people joining the live stream today. Sir Crazy says please like, share, and subscribe. Yes, please do. Sarah Hellville says, I think the epilepsy is as fake as the rest of her stories. Oh my God. Yeah, because that never came up. They mentioned it one time and then it didn't come up again. Dragon says, I think epilepsy is fake too. She's just bad at riding horses. Oh my God. Dragon says she probably fell off and then faked a seizure because she was embarrassed. That is embarrassing. So Crazy says she has 3 different stories to explain her epilepsy. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Megan says she never had a recorded seizure, only self-reported. Make of that what you will, just like her self-reported miscarriage, right? And they confirmed it. I told a doctor on Mom Doc, and they confirmed that I had a miscarriage 4 months ago. Like, what? Stir Crazy says all her medical regarding the pregnancies is all self-reported. Everything is self-reported. Hey Bell says, I believe her epilepsy is as real as her cancer. Oh yeah, she also allegedly faked cancer. Dragon says she originally blamed in a lawsuit with Uber that the car wreck caused her epilepsy. Well, I mean, I guess it could happen. I don't know. But maybe not for her, right? Hey Bell says the Dragon, and she said that would help her get more money, and text to Mike. Oh my gosh. AZ Techie says even her epilepsy has twin origins. The Uber accident at one point in time and the alleged DV at another point in time. Okay, and then Sarah Crazy says she said when they were dry grinding, she felt something on her leg and it must have gone inside her vajayjay. Yes, I did see that. There was some of that there. And then they also attached some of what's his name? Clayton's testimony as well, but I just don't have time to go over that today. I'm probably gonna do 5 more chats and then we're gonna wrap this thing up, okay? Something she should have done. Mrs. Fonte says Clayton's expert MD medical doctor is a former head of Planned Parenthood who can also testify that's not their sonogram. Hey Bell says her lawyer is just as crazy as she is. Well, she's had 3, so maybe not. Bruce from Oregon says Gringus is the guy who said a uterus could be reabsorbed. Let's just reabsorb the twins, y'all. Reabsorb the twins. Dragon says, my mom said I'm pregnant. Laura, probably. Yeah, what is the point of her mom testifying? My mom experienced pregnancy with me 30 years ago, and this is exactly what she experienced, just like me. Bruce from Oregon says, we can all feel pregnant. It's easy. I feel pregnant right now. I think I'm going to call in sick tomorrow. Like, what? AZ Techie says she canceled his first scheduled test. Oh, she canceled the test. That's interesting. Sarah says, and wasn't cooperative with taking herself until he called her out publicly and said he submitted his sample and they are waiting for hers. And then they did have to do 2 of them as well. The hydrated slime says, yep, she still claims those results are inconclusive. Dragon says, oh boy, the DNA test came back. There was no fetal DNA. It said little to no fetal DNA. So I don't think it's all the way conclusive, but you know how when you do a paternity test and it's either 0 or 99%, I feel like it's one of those situations. Arizona Techie says, even the DNA test came back with stipulations attack. Dating contract, yes. All right, y'all. I think that's going to be it for the live stream. Thank you, everyone that joined us live today. Like I said, welcome to all the new live watchers and also all of the OG BriHive members. And also welcome to all the new members. I did see a membership pop up that I don't think I got to. Where was that one? Where did it go? Where did it go? We had Jen becoming a new member. Welcome to the membership. Yay! Thank you for supporting the channel. Definitely lucky to have you here with us. And then we had Tanya D has been a member for 2 years. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Tanya D. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tanya D, for supporting the channel for so long, y'all. Tanya D has been here since the beginning. We love Tanya D, also known as Destined to Be, as you guys can see on the screen, saying congratulations to me. I've been a member for 2 years. Definitely appreciate your support. If you guys missed the beginning of the live stream, I did make an announcement of the channel doing a little bit of a different vibe. We are only going to be live streaming on Thursday, or let me say once a week, because I think next week we are probably going to live stream on Tuesday because I have trial on Thursday and I probably won't be able to set everything up and stream and then go to trial on Friday. So actually next week we probably will stream on Tuesday, but we are going to only be live streaming once per week. And then I will be trying to get out pre-recorded videos for y'all. It may be a little skimpy over the next couple weeks because I have trials back to back. But once I get out of trial season, I should be able to get a little bit of more consistent of the pre-recorded videos and then live stream it once a week. But again, thank you everyone for joining the live stream. Welcome to all the new people to the channel. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend and I will see you all on the next live stream. Bye.